On today's episode of Let's Talk FGO, I don't know, Ponytail Okita, I guess? Hi, I'm one of your hosts, Pants Omega. With me, as always, is No Pants Lucky. There you go, that's us.
Okay.
Listen, Lucky, if anybody in this situation is the No Pants guy, it's you.
No. Before I even did interest, I'm the opposite, because I'm the kind of person who hates showing off his legs.
Okay, to be fair.
And you wear shorts, so you're definitely closer to
well, I mean, yeah, I live in Florida, where it's like October and it's still 80 degrees outside.
Alright.
How can you wear pants? Listen,
Lucky there's pants all the fucking time. That's how much he does not like his legs. Anyway, I hope everyone is enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka you have to be this short to ride. And while we here at Studio Omega like to bring you the latest FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current adventure events for both the JP and EN version of the game, so anyone wanting spoilers should make sure to get their tickets to Heaven's Feel 3, if you can.
Nobody clip that first part out of context.
Keck.
I'm just going to start yelling at people not to clip stuff out of context, so people start clipping stuff out of context. Because nobody does that for us. Anyway, I'm kidding. I kid.
No, I'm Lucky would totally wear a Hakama if he had one, by the way. Those things are awesome.
Well, yeah, also they seem kind of roomy.
Yeah, they do.
That's also, by the way, that's the other part of the joke. The costume gives Okita pants and a ponytail. That's it. That's all it does. It's adorable. Okay, hi. This is Let's Talk FGO. And we'll talk about the Heaven's Feel thing in a second. I don't know where in our organization, but, golly gee willikers, Lucky, where will we find the space to fit it into our outline? You guys
I'm just looking at it. We're not even 2 pages. We're a page and a third.
Well, I mean, technically there's something on the second page, but yeah, it's not a full second page. That's the joke, guys, is we don't have much of a show notes today. For once.
For mailbag.
But so, since we are at the intro, I will go ahead and remind everybody this episode is brought to you by our patrons like Adam DeHarp, Ahaga Comics, Architect 10, Augusto G, Carlos Quad, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Denton, Legendary Boss Hunter, Liam Kessler, Rogue Robin, Shawnee P, some guy named Bob, Soto-san, 0424, 723, and Zach Reed. If you like what we do want to see some more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can access episodes early and lots of other goodies, and it really helps us out. Thank you for your support, everybody.
There's no clan clip, but Lucky is not pouring himself some lemonade and vodka. We about to get stupid in here, y'all.
Well, this would be a good time to remind everybody that we do have an official drinking game rule.
We should actually find the official drinking game and update it.
I mean, it's still pinned in Let's Talk FGO.
Is it?
Yeah. Also, I just realized that the server map for, Fate Zero rerun is pinned. Let me fix that. Hold on. That's not good. Usually we try to pin event guides, but people have also been cross-posting them in News Desk, which isn't strictly against the rules, so... The current version of the rule is pour yourself a drink when Lucky cracks open a can, so you can't do it. You can't start the game, ironically. You should take a sip whenever we talk over each other, whenever we mention another gacha game. When we talk about a Discord user, take a big sip if you are that Discord user. So this just kills Axe, because he is the most vocal member of live chat. Whenever Lucky says real talk, and whenever I, Omega, bump my microphone or make a loud sound, take a drink, full drink, whenever we experience technical difficulties, whenever I shill, whenever I talk about clickbait, if Lucky swears before the Patreon opening, if Lucky mentions head patting, if we use the soundboard, or if witchcraft is used as a euphemism, and if we ever have a guest ever again, you should finish your drink, because clearly you're in for a ride.
These are some good rules.
Yeah. And I think, what was it? I think we made a joke about something else that should add to the rule. Drinking game rules. I don't remember what it was now.
I think we literally talked about it when we streamed Untitled Goose Game the other day. I can't remember what it was. That was an eternity ago.
Hey, if you guys want to find out what the hidden drinking game rule is, watch us play Untitled Goose Game. We played the whole thing co-op. Two geese, two honkius. But okay.
So,
well, yeah. I believe. Let's put all this stuff in the business section. Let's move on to our next segment.
Yeah!
And, hold on, close that. Don't need that anymore. But I do need to let everybody know that it's time to check in with your favorite kohai, Mesh.
Senpai! 起きてください.
That's right, I said your favorite senpai, Mash. I've taken away your choice. She is your favorite. Nah, I'm just kidding you. It's time for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai, a regular segment for pro tips. I have a simple pro tip this week, which is breaks are legit. This is a conversation that's gone back and forth, and it's been like a little bit on our Discord, but not a lot. But I've heard people complain more that other people are really up in arms about this, where it's kind of that duality of man type shit, where it's like,
Oh yeah.
where if you have like 2 new events back to back, everybody's like, "Oh, event train has no breaks. Oh, I don't have any QP. Oh, it's so bad. Slow down." The moment you have like 3 days off, everybody's like, "Oh my god, why is it taking so long? Why won't they just start the event already?" Never mind that they announced like 2 kinds of half AP or whatever. So hey, take breaks, guys. They're legit.
Breaks are good.
Honestly, I mean, so this is not going to be a universal qualifier, but some people might need this break because, as mentioned, hey, big flashing letters. You need to clear Lost Belt 2 to do Oniland. There's half AP on Story right now, which goes through Lost Belt 2, and there's also half AP on Embers if you need to level anybody up for it. Which now I think I probably need to. Is the filter in? I haven't checked. Probably because they gave it a real date. I'll have to double check it. If not, I'll just go off. I know what my support list is anyway already.
I preemptively did mine, but I might go over it again.
But I might need to scooch out some levels just to be more comfortable. But yeah, so some people might actually need this small gap in order to catch up on the story so they can do the new event anyway. That's kind of the double-edged sword of doing events that require later clears that may or may not have higher difficulty, or they very least may or may not address current story concepts and characters, right? So, there's a whole thing where you need people to catch up. And I'm sure we'll talk about it because I believe we've got a couple of questions in mailbag about it. I mean, you can Google the bonus list X, but you can also just look at the in-game news site. It's got it.
Yes, that's what I did.
Yeah, it's got the whole list there. You can just look it up really easily if it's not in the thing. And it's pretty... Like, most of the people you expect are on there, just a few aren't, which is also we got some mailbag questions about, I think. But yeah, so this is just, I want to remind you that, okay, so it is in-game. All right.
Oh, sweet.
But yeah, just remind everybody, hey, breaks are legit. Like, there are people... I think I saw somebody who actually, like... Unless this was recent and ironic, but I saw somebody whose, friendless comment was, FGO has no breaks. And I'm just like, well, that's not true. You got your break, buddy.
I said, people need breaks because, remember, not everyone's a day one player, and everyone's in various states of places in the game. That's,
so, yeah,
honestly...
if you want to catch up on stuff, you need a little bit of time. And, honestly, we might talk more about it later. I don't know, maybe we should do the rerun post thoughts. But just, in general, I forgot how kind of tedious, in the moment, it was a lot of fun, but doing it on a rerun, it's like, wow, man, there's a lot of missions and a lot of rooms in this place. The rerun was very busy. There was a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, we can talk. Actually, shoot, we're probably not actually going to go into free talk. So let's just talk about it here real quick. How many missions did you get done with the rerun?
I think I stopped at like 90 or 91, and that's just because it was like the last day, and I got all my Ascension mats and extra Mark II copies, and just like, I really don't need these like 4 mana prisms or whatever the last couple were and the extra lore and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's the same thing. I ended at 98 of 100, and I'm just all like, I really don't want to go punch like 100 fucking metal things just for, I think it was like 5 secret gems and 5 lamps. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm fucking good.
Nah, especially with some of those, like, the gems and stuff, not after we just done, like, 2 lotto, well, yeah, a couple lotto events over the year, and then, like, all the other stuff. I'm like, no, I have a decent amount of skill gems, guys. I'll probably burn them all away in a second, but at the very least, the red and yellow ones I'm pretty good on. It's the same as lures. I don't remember what context this conversation was, but I was talking with some people about, like, whether or not you quote-unquote need lures, and the question is, well, are you in a rush to level 10 a lot of servant skills? Because it's, like, to use even one of your crystallized lures, you have to get through 9 levels of a servant's other skills, right? And have the QP to raise it, which is proportional to the rarity of the servant. So it's like a whole step process. Honestly, usually, not having enough lures is not what's stopping you. So, like, it's a question only you can answer. Do you really need +1 lore? I know they are semi-limited, but still. Like, are you spending them at such a rate? And some people might. You don't know.
Yeah. I definitely know those people who are playing a whole lot better and harder than I am.
And hey, good on them.
Good on them.
But yeah, so breaks are good, and sometimes you need a little catch up. And like I said, I don't mind the slight off the slight hecticness that was, like, there were literally a couple of days at the end there where I was like, no, I'm not doing anything else. I'm going to lie on my bed and do FGO because I need to figure out what exactly missions I need to do to get all the parts for Mecha Liz.
If there's something I think I want to complain about, though, it's the fact that for Oniland, they did this mid-October thing, so it was like this tease upon a tease. I'm just all like,
Yeah, I think what they were going for was they needed to give everybody the heads up that it was, because usually what JP does is they have a stream, right, at fairly regular intervals, and usually somewhere in that stream, Nissan will be like, he'll remind everybody, like, hey, by the way, do story, right?
Yes.
Like, they will have these interactive streams, and they will mention to people that they should be caught up on story. As far as I know, NA doesn't have any streams planned for a while, for reasons. So, like, they need another way to shout out, like, also, hey, by the way, you need to be done with Lost Belt 2. Which I think was the pre-announcement, basically. Which there kind of was, in JP, because there was, like, I believe that, like, half AP story was, or even quarter AP in some places, was explicitly called the Oniland pre-release.
maybe. I can't remember.
I don't remember exactly, but it was very much there was a build-up to the fact that Oniland was coming, so maybe we're just emulating that with, like, giving the advice. The mid-October part was a little obscure. It's happening basically when I thought it was. We'll get there in news in a second. But I do believe it definitely gave some people the agita about, well, you've announced it already. When's it going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's clairvoyance, and then there's it actually being officially announced, right?
Yeah.
But speaking of that, if we don't have anything else we want to throw in about the rerun and completely bamboozle the time codes, how you doing, Robin? Oh no, Robin has to drink. Let's power through our other regular segments, like Records in the Throne, a regular achievement topic. Which, for me, should shock nobody. There's half AP dailies right now, or half AP EXP dailies at least, so, hey, I've protected Osaka Hime's smile. Yay.
Woo, need Hime. For Lucky's, his is just a simple Mark II LE get and smile protected.
Yeah, I have not gotten all the way through my Mark II, but that's because extra classes. God, so much EXP. And she's not even a bonus on the next event. Rude.
Out there.
Well, we don't have any Not All the World's Evils written down, so that means Robin will write something funny in the codes about it. So let's talk about, did you finish your master missions? And I believe this is accurate, because this is different. You need to defeat 20 enemies, not servants or bosses. Defeat 40 enemies, not servants or bosses. Defeat 15 enemies with the Heaven attribute, and defeat 15 enemies with the Human attribute, and then acquire 2 gems or statues, and then 4 gems or statues. So, do your dailies, I guess? Like, I think technically this would have rotated around when there were still a couple days left in Halloween 3, right? So it could have been pretty easy. No, I have not finished her rank up. I'm working on it. Sorry, that was a chat question. But yeah, just do dailies and stuff, I guess, and you'll get them all. Yay, free quartz. There's a banner coming up. Well, let's move into then our skelegrams. They're going to be very brief because most of the big news already happened. First, actually quite surprising, a pleasant surprise. The Learning with Manga animation was released officially on the Aniplex channel with subs. It's there. It exists.
That's like 2 months early, I believe.
Yeah, I believe that was an anniversary. That was the... Actually, wasn't it the interstitials between doing stuff like...
No, it was New Year's.
New Year's, that's right. Not anniversary.
Yeah.
I was thinking New Year's, but I cannot into time and space. That was it was like the interstitials when they were doing Case File 0, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they've decided to just pull it out and throw it at us. Yay.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with that.
In JP, well, there's less than a week left, and there's no sign of a Part 2 banner, so shucks. But it was confirmed that after a certain step in the story, you can unlock Okita Ponytail costume.
Mm-hmm.
So you apply this costume, and Okita gets pants and a ponytail. Specifically, she gets her Hakama back, and her, like I said, gets her hair in a ponytail. It's very cute. Mm-hmm. It's great.
Very Shinsengumi. I don't know anything about the story, but it seems like this might be one of those more serious Guda tales. Maybe.
It seemed like it's blending because there's like the silly clay statue guys and stuff, but and the resource building, and Himiko's kind of entertaining. We've seen her lines have been translated. Like she calls you future. She calls you future Kunor-chan.
Yeah, Mirai.
Yeah. So, Like, there's some levity there, but yes, a lot of the story does seem a lot seriouser with stuff. Probably because it's got so much Shinsengumi. I don't know anything about the node design or anything. I don't know about the stuff. I just know it exists. And it'll be fun in a little bit. Couple of years. I do know that once again, talking about the stuff, right? That once again we've released a Saber whose NP is not an NP, but it's still super OP and broken. Hello, I can draw 2 swords into either hand. I'm both am and not left-handed, and my sword fucks with your perception of time and space. So I can stab you from far away first because swords.
Swords. Well, Hajime Saito, it was kind of a fucking big deal, so I guess they're doing fucking something.
I get what they're going for. It's just it's kind of funny just how ludicrous we keep going with mystic swords. I guess Izo's a hard counter, though, because he just steals them.
Stabs.
But okay. That was news item number 2, so we alluded to this earlier, but hey, we have an official date on the land of Mystique Oniland, the Great Oni and the Kamui's Gold. It is going to start on 10/19 and go until 11/1, so it's going to take up the whole back half of the year. Or the month, I should say. So that's going to be in a couple days on Monday, and basically going to go for 2 weeks, yay. I'm assuming there'll be maintenance, there'll be a banner, there'll be all that stuff.
Looking in a roll.
I'm going to spend tickets, but that's it. Because there's not really anything else. Also, I'm saving for something that will happen very soon, possibly sooner than we think. I'll talk about that in a second. But also, I really don't need any spare NPs on Chiyome. My Chiyome is already NP3 because Musashi banner.
That is it.
So I have legitimate concerns about this, about spookening. Though I don't know, I think it might rotate. But anyway, I'll spend tickets for CEs and possibly Seathonai because, hey, Alter Egos are great, guys. I don't know if we've mentioned this before. They're fucking great. That's why I'm glad I have 2. For those of you asking, Wanted Seathonai exists. It is shot. It's already up for patrons. They have a link. I will probably release it like Monday night or something. And say something cheeky about, or technically Monday morning, I guess, and say something cheeky about, hey, while you can do literally nothing during maintenance, watch this video. So, there's nothing else to add there, but I let a note about the fact that we do appear to have skipped the interlude campaign for the moment. Because that was the filler gap between the Halloween 3 rerun and Oniland in Japan. So, not sure what we're doing there. Thanksgiving, maybe? You know, just to give us some Thanksgiving spice. That is a thing to think about, though, because... Hold on, let me check the Thanksgiving date for people not in Canada. That already happened for them. Thanksgiving 2020 date. It will occur November the 26th.
It's really late into the month.
Which is a Thursday. That's kind of the last week-ish of November. So, hold on. Now I'm going to do some cross-referencing. Because we have basically no show notes after this, I can actually take the time and detour and, like, do some fucking detective work, guys. Because I want to see when exactly we started Lost Belt 3 prep. So the pre-release campaign started November the 23rd and gave you extra scent quartz. And could give you some apples if you logged in.
Apples are always useful.
And then the actual release campaign was the 27th of November. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not how that's gonna work, guys. So, as usual, we typically push stuff up like 1 or 2 weeks anyway, because of the way our schedules are different. But especially with the way that NA kind of does Thanksgiving stuff, I'm almost assuredly that they're gonna bunch that up. So that's actually coming up on us. Like I said, maybe not. Well, there's a pre-release. There's also the question of whether or not they'll actually do the thing early. But actually, another thing they could do with the interludes is 15 million downloads.
Maybe.
Because that's... I believe that should be right after Oniland ends. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So that starts immediately after Oniland ends. That gives you login bonus, comebacks, some missions for some stuff, a free SR servant, right before a new story release, obviously. Rip you.
How dare.
The Abigail banner, etc. So yeah, that doesn't have any other event with it, so they might do the interludes then too. I'm just saying, guys, like, I don't know if they'll do Merry Christmas from the Underworld rerun so early, because it's already started on the 14th of November in JP. That would basically be like...
that would, like, end of fucking October.
Yeah, it would be basically like the 7th or something, like the first week. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Like, if Oniland ends on one day and they do the 15 million downloads for like it starts right away on like the 1st or 2nd, that would mean it started on like the 7th of November. So we could be getting Lost Belt 3 very early.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that too. I'm ready for it. I'm just like I'm letting everybody else know that I'm doing some wild speculation now that shit could be weird. Because they can actually, and have actually done that before, where they've transposed events to have them make more sense on the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's see. How long have I managed to stretch that out for? Like, we've only managed to faff this out to 20 minutes.
Well, we can stretch out this faff a little bit more. So today is October 16th. It was a very special day for Lucky because today's the day that the pre-sale of the Heavensfield 3 Spring Song tickets go on sale. So when Lucky got up to go to work this morning, the first thing he did was go online and check Fathom Events and be like, "Booyah, gotta get me some tickets right now." Let me tell you, it did not happen. It did not happen so hard that Lucky spontaneously came down with a cold and called out from work and laid in bed and cried. He didn't actually cry. You can't prove anything. But
you weren't there.
Looking into it, yeah, this is actually a very limited showing of the movie, even though it is over, was it 4 days? I think it's 4 days. I think it's like Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah.
But Lucky will say this is the first time he's felt like he's actually ever been truly inconvenienced by the Backstreet Boys reunion tour.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about this in chat earlier. A lot of the times for a lot of like the sanctions, lockdowns, all that stuff. Lucky's had the attitude of, well, this is how it has to be, or that ain't that bad. Whatever, I'll live over it. Or it's canceled for everybody. So I guess I can't be that mad. I will tell you right now, it is not canceled for everybody, just not anywhere near my area. There is literally no theater within 200 miles that is doing this showing. I actually had to look it up. The nearest showings for me, a man who lives in Tacoma, Washington, a half hour from Seattle and a couple hours away from Portland, my nearest theaters are in Idaho and California. I'm like, Lucky did some serious thinking. He was like, could I make this trip? And technically he could. But he's not, because it gives me a bunch of points.
Honestly, that's wacky and wild to me, because I wanted to pull up the CDC Backstreet Boys case map, and California is in the last days the most intense out of there, whereas while admittedly Washington State is not like free and clear, it's not the worst. Like
No.
It's yeah.
Like I said, so like I was looking at the maps. It's a lot of southern states and a lot of eastern states that are doing the showings, and you have a few in the Midwest. Mm-hmm. But there's like 10 theaters in Florida that is showing this, and I was like,
by the way, Florida's huge.
Yeah,
so that's not a lot. I'm wondering if do you remember off the top of your head what like theater chains were hosting it?
It's through Fathom Events, so I believe it was AMC. A lot of AMC.
That could be why. Isn't AMC having some kind of weird? Like, I believe AMC is one of those companies that's not like, we're gonna fully reopen. We're crazy pants. Like, there are a couple of theater chains who are just like, we'll do a full rollout, and others who are like, we don't know when people will come back to movie theaters. Like, it's cinema film is an interesting thing. Honestly, I gotta be real. While I appreciate the artisanal experience of watching stuff on a big screen, I've also never been it's rarely worth it, right, to go that extra mile. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I haven't lived somewhere with like really, really cool theaters, which are also really fucking expensive. That's usually my biggest problem, is he looks at the price of something and goes, is that worth it to go outside? But yeah, we're in a weird time now where theaters are in a really bad way.
Mm-hmm.
And doing this kind of limited release event is going to be very awkward and probably market based. Like, I don't know, but I don't
they
know.
They probably like stuck with places that they know they could actually have open without having like legislations and whatnot. And
yeah, with like certain space requirements and stuff.
Yeah.
And this led to a small conversation, but a sub conversation we had about that in the Discord, talking about like, it's a pity they can't just stream it.
Yeah. There have definitely been some cases where movies have actually, got a stream, but the example that came out was the Made in Abyss movie did a private like digital viewing, but apparently after that, it got pirated to hell and back. And
Well, yeah, that was the thing I was saying, was that private streaming's really, like, truly private, secure streaming's really hard.
yeah.
If you put it on somebody's computer, there's almost no way you can stop them from just capturing their screen somehow, right?
Yep.
Now, obviously, that might not mean the quality's the best, but, you know, it's really hard to do. And the best way to do it would probably
OBS,
be
I can
to...
literally just do it with OBS.
Yeah, no. I mean, fuck, I could do the same.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that I can't do it on would be my PS4, because that's got... The way HDCP works is you cannot access video programs and also have HDCP turned off, which means I can't run my capture card. But on my PC, no, it's fine. So I was thinking the only way they'd be able to do it is if they partnered with another streaming service anyway, right? Which would basically mean more revenue sharing, more complaints. So it's probably they can't pull it off, because they need to be like... It would need to be something that either is already like premium, basically, right?
Well, like honestly, I felt like they could have probably done something if they made opened up. Well, maybe they did. I've opened up talks with like Crunchyroll or Funimation.
Yeah, that was what I would think. Is you'd probably, if you could do it on like Funny or something.
But I said
that would
like
still
nothing.
Still take some stuff, and also I don't know. It's kind of. I think this seems like the first big. Yeah, I don't know if Twitch is secure enough. Or has enough like tools for the like paying your way in. I don't actually know how the Twitch architecture works. Arguably, YouTube would be better about that because they are plugged into a storefront. But no, like a premium service, like basically the way Disney Plus did it, which is if you have a Disney Plus membership, you can get in, but that's more charges, more fees, etc. And we don't really know how the licensing works and all that whatnot.
Like honestly, like I wouldn't have mind like having to buy like a digital ticket and then like through like Funimation or Crunchyroll to get access to it. But the problem with that is it's extra work, and who knows who wants to fucking want to do that, especially when, you know, you have Backstreet Boys reunion tour fucking complicating things as is. Yeah. So yeah, like I will say I am actually upset about this. Like,
I think technically speaking of Fathom, I think a while ago, yeah, it must have been a while ago, because I think this was for like Ruby Volume 4 or 5 or something. But Rooster Teeth did basically a limited run where they showed several seasons of their show Ruby in theaters through Fathom, but then they also had basically kind of a digital event, but that was through their own website, which has a built-in, you know, membership filters, etc., etc. Like, not that I think their video player is the best, but like, they already had a pre-existing setup, whereas Aniplex, I guess it would be in the stateside, right? I presume that's who's handling the license for it.
Yeah.
I don't think they have their own. They have their own YouTube channel, but that's not going to work, obviously. Unless it would, but I don't know. Trying to get a straight talk with YouTube is hard these days, as evidenced by the fact that I went like 13 rounds about a thumbnail a couple weeks ago. Hey, good news. Last week's thumbnail was fine.
Good.
Even though that technically had more naked people in it. Don't tell YouTube. It had more actually naked people in it. They just weren't holding their legs in any weird position where you could see their upper thigh. Though it did actually literally have Shootin's butt in it. I don't know. YouTube's weird. Like, it might have been the, like, absolute cleavage, but that also doesn't explain our weird response with Lancer Consort U either. I think it's just that YouTube's computer brain doesn't understand the upper thigh area. Anyway, but yeah, so, like, I feel like the thing going on there with like trying to get them to like do something special would probably not happen.
Probably not. But it just means like whenever I've decided whenever we get the Blu-ray releases, I'm going to get my special edition as I did the first two, and I'm just gonna hold a fucking viewing party in our Discord and be like, we're just gonna watch all three, guys.
A private assembly among your friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a home viewing. You're viewing it in your home. That's very big like that.
And guess what? I actually own the things, and I'm not doing it for a profit, and I'm not doing it in public. Because I'm in my home. So come at me.
Movies are wild.
But speaking about movie theaters, you're talking about how you're not like super, and like I like going to movie theaters when it's something that I really want to see. Like I usually don't.
Like there's definitely been some anticipated movies where I was like Star Wars. Like I went to go see, I think all three of the numbered or the lettered the numbered new trilogy and Rogue One. We didn't go to see Solo, but that's because it was really marketed and came out in the middle of the year. But like holiday movies, yeah, I'll go see a film like as a group thing. But do you how much like casual movie going do you do, Lucky?
Oh, very little. Like, like again, like if I'm, it's like video games. Like there's some video like it's like how the best way, like you know how there's games you buy day one,
Right?
but
Yeah,
not
I know,
like
I know
all
what you're
games.
getting at.
Yeah, it's the same thing. There's some games, there's some movies I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go see this as soon as I fucking can. But there's other movies I'm like, I can wait, or I can wait if like there's a reason to, like a friend wants to go see it or something. Like that's how I went and saw the last Star Wars movie. Is I wasn't super hyped on seeing it, but I went to go see it in theaters because someone else wanted to, and I was like, no, that's a good enough reason. I don't mind spending that. Like, I went to go see the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, not day one, but I think it was like week one, because I was all like, this doesn't look too bad. And I've always had, my childish heart has always loved Sonic, so yeah, I'll go see this in theaters. If it has meaning to me, or if it's been like suitably hyped, like not overhyped, because there's like like movie trailers are dime and done, and it's like this year, this summer. I'm just like, yeah, cool, but
like
yeah, no.
if we weren't in the middle of a crisis right now, and did Tenet even actually come out in movie theaters yet?
I don't know.
I don't know, but like Tenet, the new Nolan film, which looks super cool. Like, I would be down to go ask somebody to go. Like, hey, can we hit at the theater for that? Because I live in a small rural town full of retired people. We don't have our own movie theater. I got to drive like a couple towns over. But like that's definitely a thing where like, this looks super cool, and people are going to be talking about it on the internet. I want to see this. But just casually, I just like, oh, cool. You got a movie? Well, I'll see that when it comes. I used to say I'll see that when it comes out on Netflix in a few months, but now I'm just like, I guess I'll never see it because HBO's gonna buy this exclusive or some dumb shit. Like, that's a whole topic for What's Up Maybe, is talking about where shit gets streamed.
Oh yeah, actually, I haven't. Like
that applies not just to movies and films, but even places you might not think, like anime. Like
oh no! Like literally, I have a story to talk about this. I literally did not know that Hulu of all places, has the subbed version of Ranma 1/2 on it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like Hulu has all this exclusive stuff, because I'm gonna talk about Inuyasha, because I watched the 2 seasons that are on Netflix, and I'm like, okay, now Omega needs to think about, like, probably at the start of next month, getting himself like that free month on Hulu, or just upgrading his Disney Plus to include Hulu in there. Yeah. Because they've apparently got all the rest of the seasons. Even Crunchyroll, who bill themselves usually as your one-stop anime shop, only have like 2 seasons, because I don't know what the fuck is happening with licenses right now, guys. I literally don't know.
Like, this is like a lot of people say like monopolies are bad, but like at this point I'm like, no, I would definitely like a little bit more Monopoly, please. Thank you. But Jesus.
Like, I appreciated it when Netflix was like, when nobody else realized Netflix was going to be huge, and like Netflix was able to get like a one-stop shop for a lot of this shit. Mm-hmm. Or even if it was split between like, well, Netflix has most stuff, but Amazon has some exclusive stuff because they're Amazon, right? Like, okay, that makes sense. I'm already integrated with them. But when everybody and their mother has their own exclusive service, it's just like, guys, it's not physically possible for me to pay for all of this. Like you're like, at minimum, everybody is like $10 a month. If I subscribe to all 12 of your services, I'd be throwing like $100+ away every month to maybe watch stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I spend like, okay, and I'll admit, I ride on a family membership, a household membership, right, for Netflix and Amazon, because I'm part of a household that has those. But I would pay for those anyway if I didn't. And I pay for my own Funimation and Disney Plus, which is, the combined are about $11, which isn't that bad. But subbing to like literally everything, like we're on a huge tangent, but it's kind of anime related. A YouTube channel I watched, they did a big retrospective on Miyazaki movies. Like literally all of those are HBO Max somehow, except I think Castle of Cagliostro, which is on Netflix, by the way. Haven't watched it, but it's there. So, and I'm like, but why though? Weren't those distributed by like a Disney subsidiary? Yeah, what's happening here? Like, it's so weird. Also, apparently, by the way, I'm seeing some comments in some other channels. Some people are having problems even like getting into Fathom to buy the tickets. Like, not like they're not in a place close to them, but just they're straight up either pre-sold out or not even available for sale yet. It's really weird. I bet Fate is fucking crashing their servers.
It also might be that they have limited seating, so there's not as many fucking tickets available as one would think.
That would probably explain the selling out fast, because they probably have to like sell every other seat or something.
Yeah.
By the way, okay, I will say this: if you are lucky enough to get a seating and all that, please remember to wear your goddamn mask and wash your fucking hands.
Listen, there's literally a Heaven's Feel face mask on Redbubble somewhere. Buy it, take it, show your bling.
And also, like talking, like a lot of people have been going for like masks and stuff. Like this is also unrelated, but because I'm back into Yu-Gi-Oh now. I'm following the TCG account in the US. Like as part of their own safety procedures, they're selling fucking Yu-Gi-Oh branded face masks, right? Like they know what, like everybody knows what they're doing.
Oh yeah, no.
And don't be a doofus. Remember to wear your mask when you go to the movies, and also when you vote, because you should vote. Anyway, there we go. Now that we've done our big PSA, why don't we pop open that mailbag?
Alrighty. So
unlimited mailbag this week.
Unlimited mailbag. What's the mission clock?
So remember how I said we managed to only faff for 20 minutes? When you took that as a challenge, we managed to double that. We're at almost 40 minutes raw.
Yes, Faff EX is one of my skills. So. Now it is time for Let's Talk FGO Mailbag, because we're only at 48 minutes, and I'm looking at the back half, or the lack of thereof. We're going to do
the back half is literally Omega's going to explain an asterisk.
But, everyone, rejoice. Yorikobe Shonetachi. We have 30, and we're going to get through them all. How fucking za. I actually have to pause playing Genshin Impact, because I can't read and play at the same time. I'm not that good.
By the way, that was a drink cue.
Oh, I'll take a drink. Fuck.
Sip.
But here we go! I shook my head really hard, and I almost flung off my headphones. Good job, Lucky. Anyway, this first one comes from the Master with too many Lancers, some of which he has gray on. And they say, yeah. Hey guys, and hope both of you are doing good. Lucky is destroyed. Since you guys have been playing FGO for 3 years now, what is WAN''T? I want to know, which class of servants do you both have the most of? Anyways, have a good day and good luck on your future roles. Have the most of?
I don't know this off the top of my head. I'm gonna guess it's casters.
Probably. Where's my phone?
Yeah, hold on. Now we gotta do the phone dance, guys.
We gotta do the phone dance. That's my phone. Alright. I got my phone. I need to log into FGO anyway. I literally don't care about fucking faffing either, because it will eat up time. So, hang on, let me...
We also probably talked over each other a little bit, because I had to physically step away from my headset.
Probably, I don't know. I don't care. Opening up the FGO!
My phone's fully charged, it's okay. Maybe I'll poke some more dailies. We've passed reset while we've been doing the show. Shoot, what comes after? Well, it won't be... It was Saber Rider. What will it be? Will it be Caster Archer today? I can never remember this fucking rotation. Yeah, Caster Archer. Okay. I remember because it was Assassin Lancer not too long ago. For reasons. See, now, if we were on... Well, actually, I don't know. You might have just paused the timer. But if we were in timer mode, this would have been an awkward question, as we had to scramble for our phones.
Yeah, but there is no timer. Okay, let's see here. Alright, so I'm just going to open up my Spirit Origin list, and I'll just sort by hecking things and look. Alright, so let me see here. Menu, Formation, Spirit Origin list, Filter. Start with Sabers. Alright, let's see here. They're in rows of 6, so that's 6, 12, 18, 23 Sabers. Hang on one second here. 6, 12, 18, 24 Archers. Let's see here. Lancers. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30 Lancers. Riders, we got 6, 12, 18, 19 Riders. And let's see here. Casters, it's 6, 12, 18, 24, 32 Casters. And let's see here. 6, 12, 18, 24, 27 Assassins. And then 6, 12, 18, 22 Berserkers. I'm not even going to count special class because there's a hodgepodge.
Well, yeah, you won't have any one of those.
Yeah, so casters. 32 casters.
I'm silently doing my own math version of this. Because I realized that while Lucky was talking, I was like, wait, I can't count this out loud myself, so I had to scramble for a notepad.
Wow.
I'll read mine out after I'm done.
I'm reminded that I got a Gil recently. Don't look at me like that. You're the fucking mongrel. You're the one who lived in primitive civilization. Do you have a smartphone? Fuck off.
I mean, he has a lot of tablets in his summer costume.
Yeah, but that ain't Archer Gil.
True.
Caskill is super cool. He is Glorious P. Or Gorgeous P, excuse me. Or Glorious P, both works.
That does remind me, though. I think I spotted a stray Gil voice actor when I watched the first Inuyasha movie, subtitled for the first time. Because my original versions of I'm pretty sure he was the big bad. It was the laugh that sold it. Because hey, fun fact, while I'm doing math, I only ever had the first 2 Inuyasha movies on VHS because I recorded them off Adult Swim.
Mm-hmm.
I actually bought DVDs for the other 2. DVDs.
Let's look here.
I'm getting the distinct feeling my numbers are similar to Lucky's, just probably slightly smaller.
Probably.
Oh, wait, that's a tie. Is that going to be my highest? I know, the suspense is killing you, chat.
Yes, let's see here. Inuyasha the movie, Affections Touching Across Time, 2001 movie. Played Minomaru.
Yeah, that's him. And I spotted this was really weird. In the actual show season, I spotted a rando, Hans/Oz/Dioda as a mook boss. Like, he was just a rando, monster of the week, and I was like, wow, weird. Though I don't know, that was still, Inuyasha's actually kind of old.
Well, like I said, the movie was back 2001.
And that was just the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe well, I won't get into that, but I'm pretty sure the movie would have released after the first 2 seasons were out for reasons. Okay, I'm going to put my FGO so that way. So I have 16 sabers, 18 archers, 21 lancers, 17 riders, 23 casters, 23 assassins, which I'm pretty sure is a movie, and 18 berserkers. So actually, I have a tie between assassins and casters. There you go.
Well, let's see. There's 13 assassins, the 2010 film.
Close.
Mm-hmm. All right. But there you go. It seems like Casters is the big one. Speaking of which, if we're getting that SR ticket, I might pick up me an Edison. I think he's like one of the only story locks I don't have. Wild. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, so there you go. There's your answer. Casters, parentheses, assassins, are big servant energy. So thank you, the master with 2 million lancers, some of which he has grailed. We're going to move on to Oculi and God. Less of a question, but more of an observation. But couldn't Nero have been one of the support servants of Oniland due to Abigail being 3 centimeters taller than her?
We can't let Nero into Oniland. It's not allowed. She's forbidden.
Also,
she's on like a list somewhere.
Oculi and God. Why did you put a read more and then put like 10, 15 line breaks in here?
That's usually what people do. I think it's to make sure that there is a read more, because you don't actually set that. But yeah, there's a very large, like, fake spoiler gap there.
And because they put in parentheses, Vendor Singers, hashtag Christmas Welfare Choir, Christmas Choir Girl Abby, and then they put a YouTube link, which I'm pretty sure goes against number 4 in our guidelines that says no links or images.
Oh, rip.
So how dare? I'm gonna note this.
That's going in your file.
That's going in your file.
Your permanent record.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, my counterpoint to that observation is that Nero is definitely not allowed in children's theme parks.
Yeah, and honestly, this also might be that weird-ass thing about how fucking, like, because here's the thing, Nero, I feel, is way too small for what she's supposed to be. Like,
well, we've made the fun size joke, because, like, she's very compact, even more so than Saber, who is already, like 5'0", which also Saber is like permalocked to having the body of like a 14-year-old or something. So
yeah,
like it's wacky and wild.
But yes, no, totally would not let Nero into a children's theme park. So, Oculi and God, thank you for your question. And Shame, hang on, let me ring the Shame bell. Well, I don't actually have my bell yet. I should actually get me a big honking bell. I really should.
Yes, a honking bell.
Oh, yes. Oh well. And we move on to our next one. This one comes from Buddies to Bully BB, who says, describe your favorite servant badly.
I thought of one for this just now.
Okay, well, go for it.
Heavy metal Aphrodite. Which is accurate, but also nobody will understand.
Mine is ex-convict Fox wants a home life.
Also good.
Actually, he's talking about Ishtar. You gotta remember some criticism.
Yeah. Guys, spoilers, in case you didn't know, in real life, Aphrodite is literally just Ishtar.
Mm.
Like, it's the exact same thing, except the Athenian Greeks were huge nerds. Well, that's why it's bad, Axe. It's the war and the blood and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, Ishtar is way more heavy metal than Athenian Aphrodite.
Oh, yeah, no.
But then, actually, the Romans actually kind of reversed it because they thought of Venus, specifically Venus Genetrix, as, like, the founder of their nation for Aeneid reasons. So, they actually kind of, like, built her back up into a big, scary, heavenly queen who is kind of responsible for their whole thing. I wonder if Caesar had any thoughts about that. He claimed to be descended from Aeneas/Venus, which is why he's got, like, divinity C- or something. Anyway.
Alright, but I'm pretty sure mine's pretty easy to figure out.
Yep.
Honestly, speaking of that, like, I actually thought about that. If they were ever actually to upgrade her witchcraft, I think they should call it the Killing Stone Curse. Have it something based around that. For those of you not in the know, after Tamamo was defeated, she turned into a rock that would kill anybody that touched it. It's actually on display in Japan. I don't remember where.
Yeah, I think it's still in the field. Basically, is it Kiseki?
Yeah, it's Kishosuke Seki.
Yeah, literally killing rock.
Yes,
but yeah, it was.
Yes, she does.
A very sad place. They go to Killing Rock, and basically any living thing that came too close to the rock would super die.
Super die.
Until a monk was like walked up and smacked that rock on the snoot and was like, "You stop that! Stop that!"
Well, he didn't smack, but he definitely prayed, and Tamamo
yeah,
was
he prayed and probably stuck some talismans on it. I'm pretty sure the actual. Actually, hold on. Actually, pull up the Shesoseki. Is it? It is labeled. It's got the little the Shintai ropes around it. Yeah. So it's in the middle of a field. It's got a sign and it's got the little holy ropes on it.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll post an image to patrons. Shesoseki.
Rock. All right. So, now I'm just trying to remember the progression of fucking Ishtar. Wasn't it like Inanna, Ishtar to?
Yeah, I think Ishtar's the oldest. Then Inanna.
Oh, then Inanna.
Yeah, I think it could be the other way around. I gotta double check. But those two are very close. Those might have been from the same cultures, basically, just with different languages. And then it was, I believe it was Astarte, then Ashtaroth, then Aphrodite.
Oh, I didn't know about Ashtaroth. Who's Ashtaroth?
It's one of the Levantine. Like, it's closer to the Mediterranean cultures than
okay.
there. But that was basically... Ashtaroth is the one that got rebranded by Christianization into a demon.
Oh, that's right. I do remember hearing
also,
about
by the way,
Ashtaroth.
pronounced and written like 5 different ways.
I believe
language.
It. You do good.
Ashtaroth,
anyway.
Astaroth.
So, thank you, buddies, to Bully BB. This next one comes from... I kind of feel like being a ditch and just doing my Velociraptor scritch.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Omega, cover your ears. So this next one comes from...
I think that made the audio pop a little bit.
I bet it did.
Yeah, so I took my headphones off for that. I still knew when he stopped. That definitely peaked a little bit.
Yeah, because this person's alias is literally nothing but apostrophes.
I think the first one's quotation marks because they go the other way.
Oh, I think you're right.
Hold on, let me zoom in and enhance.
Enhance!
Yeah, I think the first 2 are the other direction, and then the rest are just apostrophes. What the fuck, dude? What are you doing?
Well, apparently you heard how I pronounced that. I pronounced that with Dinosaur Screech.
Mm-hmm.
But they say, no questions, just story mode. Stay and rest. And yeah, I hope you're resting after I just blew out your eardrums. I'm not gonna repeat the alias.
No, we got it once.
Yeah, we got it once, so thank you. This next one comes from that one guy who exists. Now with a level 100 very golden. I added that extra golden. Berserker. And they say, hey there, Lucky Omega. Hope you're having a good week. I'm still dying. No question this week. Just wanted to wish you a good week. And bless your future roles. I'm not having a good week. And thank you for the blessings. So thank you. That one guy who exists. Now with a level 100 very golden. Berserker.
My week was alright, but I'm looking back on it and realized I could have been more productive. We did not upload a lot of stuff. We had some good streams, though. Check those out.
Yep. This next one comes from Card, not an alien who took his likeness to betray you all. Sus.
Card sus.
And they say, Dear host, if you can completely rework Servant's kit, who would it be? Note, you don't have to make a new kit for them. I just want to know what servant could use a massive overhaul in their gameplay. Also, which of the many Artorias we've seen is your favorite? Sincerely yours, Reed Alias. So, if I was going to go for a complete servant rework, my go-to answer is Geronimo.
I think that's Geronimo. Just the default.
Yeah. I love Geronimo as a character, but I look at his kit and I'm just all like...
Wild. Also, another kit that's got a classic. In lore, it's pretty cool, but mechanically, the fuck. Gosh, are there any ones that jump out at me other than Geronimo? I don't even know. Like, I can't even think about...
Like, I can't think of anyone who needs a complete overhaul. I think there's many servants who can use, like, a tweak there, a twist there, an MP upgrade there, but no one who needs something completely and overly done.
Yeah, like, skill kit and NP-wise, most servants are on point. It's just some of them don't have the numbers they need. Like, there's a lot of little things I'd like, but I think, yeah, we should just go with the obvious and say, yeah, I think they need to do something really different with Geronimo. Someday. Someday they'll do that triple rank up quest. Or they'll make you do one rank up quest that's like 9 fucking pips long, but it fixes all 3 at once.
That'd be nice. I wonder, like, honestly, I literally wanted to go ask the guys, so guys, what's up with Geronimo? And just hear the pin drop. Because they have to know. They have to fucking know.
I mean, they definitely know. They know most of these things.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure they knew that we were just rolling around on the floor for 5 years waiting for Nobukatsu. They hear you when you're yelling about Sita in arcade, which I think we did mention that last week that she's actually real, but like
yes.
As much as it pains me, the joke of like literally if Rama never comes to arcade and Sita never comes to phones, that's like, yeah. While I'm not happy about it, game must at least respect game.
Yeah,
that they keep it compliant. But they know, guys. They understand. They fucking know.
They know. They play this game.
They play this game. They listen to people. At least in NA, many of them read the subreddits. Some of them may be listening right now.
I wish.
If you are listening, though, hey, shout out. We will totally ask softball news questions.
I think I could do an interview. So,
honestly, it's really funny. I think like last year we talked about how we wanted to have more presence at cons and like record panels and stuff, and then Backstreet Boys reunion tour happened, and we didn't have to worry about that shit.
Nope. I had to miss SakuraCon last year. Well, this year, and next year's not looking too grand either. Heck. Anyway.
Oh, as for our favorite Artorias, Lancer,
right.
Artoria, Alter.
I would actually have to say Ruler Artoria or MHA Alter. I can't pick between them. Do I go with Adorable Schoolgirl or Bunny Suits? Big thoughts. So, with that, Card, non-alien that took his likeness to betray you all. Thank you very much. The airlock is that way. And our next one comes from Zed. Just Zed. And they say, comment. For the record, I am male. I bring this up because you use they to refer to me due to lack of knowing of my gender. Just wanted to bring that up for future reference. It's good of them to say that.
I'm glad you say that, but I use, singular they all the time. Anyway.
Yeah, Lucky's trying to use they all the time, so unfortunately, you will stay a they.
Like, I probably could have guessed based on Zed. Mm-hmm. It just reminds me of Dr. Zed, who is definitely not Dr. Ned. Anyway.
Anyway, second comment. I thankfully have more small stacks to use Oniland, so yay, I get more bonuses. Always a good thing. No actual question this week. Just want to say in my comments, say good luck on Oniland, any roles you may be doing before or during the event. I don't think I can do them before the event, yo. Just saying.
Well, I mean, technically, is the other banner still up, or is it not? Is it just story right now? I think it is. I think I accidentally opened up the summon tab, and it sent me straight to story.
Let me look. I mean, I could roll on story, but I'm not that much a lunatic.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that kind of dedication.
I'd be more eager to get married. Anyway, thank you, Zed. Just Zed. We move on to a man who is near and dear to my heart. A man who has no idea what he's doing. I feel this. And they say, question, what servant did you roll for, but didn't end up getting them? For example, I used at least 300 Saint Courts to get melt on the first banner, ended up with 2 Suzukas. That's a big fail, yo. But Who have I ruled? Well, recently,
I mean,
guess
we've definitely told these stories before.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of who I've not gotten at all. I think, well, Sigurd's the most recent. I was like, oh no, I love him. And then...
Yeah, Sigurd was in an awkward place, because that was right before anniversary.
Yeah.
If you want some time to think, I can tell my story.
Yeah, tell your story.
Because it's still the same. The biggest blowout I've had is Musashi, technically both times, because I believe I spent $80 and over 300 Saint Quartz on New Year's trying to get her. And then I did... Oh gosh, I want to say I did at least another 90, another three or four 10 spins to try and get her with Shimosa, and as I mentioned, only got Chiyome. Like I have tried really fucking hard for that girl, and it has not worked out yet. So that's my biggest flat out whiff with real money spent. Okay, so I guess my two biggest whiffs. Well, I can say three. There's three servants I've tried for and haven't gone. It's Okita, Karna, and Sigurd. I don't think there's been really anyone else who I've been all give them to me and not gotten them. Looking at this, I don't think I've really spent that hard for Moriarty. I think I did an attempt, but we both thought Moriarty was cool, but he is in awkward places in the banner schedule.
Yeah, but I've definitely thrown down for Karna, have not gotten them. Definitely thrown down for Da Vinci, not gotten her. Quet's thrown down, not gotten her.
I don't know if I've had a big blowout, but I also definitely agree that Okita has consistently eluded me. I've never tried super hard, but I've tried consistently.
I mean, I tried for a lot of SSRs. I've tried a bit for Kentucky.
I think sometimes the key is not to try, because I got my Raikou and my Kentucky while trying to go whole hog on Tomoe, and I got her eventually, but there were two shiny gold berserkers in between me and then, and I was just like, why though?
Yeah, so I said, my solution to most things is I usually don't get things quick. I usually have to throw some amount of money at it. But yeah, there's still plenty. Yeah, but let's see here. So my most recent was Sigurd, but there's plenty of them that I have not gotten. What did I get on Sigurd? I think wasn't that when I got Valkyrie during that. Did I get another SSR during that?
That's just giving me a bad thought. I don't think I'm going to be able to spend any money on Consort U if I don't get her with my 330 Saint Quartz.
Oh no.
Because that'll be in the middle of November, which means I've theoretically purchased a PS5. And I've got other stuff I want to buy in that month.
She's already a 4, so I'm pretty sure she'll come in that much. If it was an SSR, I'd be all
okay, Lucky, but remember my first year with Ryder Mordred.
I believe in you!
I've had rough experiences before, guys, okay?
I'll believe in you.
Okay. Lucky believes in me. That's all I need.
It's true.
My quartz is the quartz that will pierce the heaven. Oh, no, I'm already expecting I'm going to get a shitload of Mothman. I'm not mad about it. I'm not offended by it, especially because he is played by the same VA as Lelouch. That's great. That's super cool. But that is not my primary goal. But we'll see what happens. Rulers sometimes like me.
I will rub my feet for you, because I am a rabbit.
Note that if anybody tries to come at Lucky and steal his feet, he will shoot you.
I will shoot you. I have a gun. I have a machete. So...
Commence virtuous mission. I hope, audience, I hope you guys like these episodes, because you're going to see a decent number of them in the coming years of FGO.
Yeah, that'll be great. Alright, but I think that's it for that. So thank you, man who has no idea what he's doing. We've all been there, trust me. We're next going to move on to Genshin Impact Newbie. Everyone's been there too. Everyone who's playing. Lucky is, by the way, AR-35, but actually AR-37. He just hasn't rolled up yet because I don't want to die.
I'm 24. I'm trying.
Okay, let's see here. Dear Lucky Manga, is it possible for a mage to summon a servant without a grail? If they have or can't find enough magical energy. Technically, doesn't Chaldea do this? They don't have any grails. They just somehow...
Not inherently, no. Yeah, so theoretically, yes. There is... When we've talked about this before, check out our Teacher Omega Sensei playlist.
Mm-hmm.
There is technically, you do need, catalysts and bonds and stuff to, not only maintain a servant's magical energy, but also prevent the counterforce from basically pushing them back out of existence, right? There's paradox control and all that shit, time cop stuff. But time yes, cop. As you started this, hypothetically, while Chaldea collects Holy Grails, we didn't start with them. We just have giant stonking magical reactors, which keep everything running. and power all our servants, which is how we can summon, like, 200 something?
Well, not even that. Before this all got started, they summoned Da Vinci, who
Yes.
who used her resources to actually start powering Chaldea.
Yeah. Which, by the way, is
So-
why Da Vinci's actually kind of limited as a story servant, and even in her vanilla caster playable form. Her Noble Phantasm is supposed to be much more complex and flashy, but she's allocating most of her resources to Chaldea.
Yeah.
But yeah, so theoretically you'd probably still need catalysts and would need some kind of system in place. Like, just having a big magical battery wouldn't be enough. You'd need a system to keep feeding them energy and keep them anchored.
Yeah, this is why we have the Chaldea version of the summoning system.
But yeah, hypothetically, yeah.
Yeah, turn back to our Teach Me a Mega Sensei on Magecraft and how magic is done. That might give you a good idea.
Yeah, because that's all about creating and flowing systems.
Yes.
We've also definitely discussed straight up, like, how you summon a heroic spirit and how Grail Wars are supposed to work, where we've talked about, like, the nitty-gritty of the mechanics as far as we can.
So that would be what is a Holy Grail War and what is a Servant?
Mhm.
We do a lot of these now that I think about it. Well, I say
I mean, once
we,
once
but
a month.
it's mostly you. Well, you talk, I listen, then I put in pithy comments and observations. Anyway, so thank you, Genshin Impact newbie. Good luck. Oh, wait, no, I guess you gotta say it like Star Fox. Good luck. And hope to see you on the field. This next one comes from, I can't think of a pun involving Toto-sama at the moment. Clearly, you should have said, hey guys, guess what? It's taco time. Taco time.
Lucky, I've had enough of your puns.
No. But they say, hey Omega, hey Lucky, hey Taco Time. Hope things are well. They're not. No question for me this week. Time to get the St. Quartz from Shimosa Salem and the Lost Belt. Bye! Yeah, you're gonna be busy. Lucky has still... Lucky's still, I think, in Shimosa Free Quest for gathering quartz, because I'm horrible at this.
I'm also somewhere around there.
Like, I really
should fish up. Like, technically, I think Consort U is going to be my last big pull of the year. Until maybe New Year's-ish outright.
Yeah, I'm not pulling for Bradamonte, and next year begins the fucking Wall of Dying train. So I probably should get as much as I can.
I'll consider some free quests after I maybe double-check what level ups I need. Because, hey, I want to have a good experience, and I want other people to have a good experience with my support setup. Even filter should be in, right?
It should be.
Upcoming event, yeah. Oh, I literally only have 4 I can level. Or is that... Yeah, no, that's everybody. So let's see, I need to...
Now I'm curious, who have I not leveled?
I only have Medusa Lancer, Anna at 70, and Billy the Kid and Alexander at 60. So I've got everybody at max ascension, just not max level. I'll probably do that for the 3 stars first, because I think that's less XP, and also they need the levels more. And then I'll work on Anna after.
Let's see here. Oh, I only have 3 as well. I only have Anna, Medea Lily, and Chiome. Everyone else is max level. Feel lucky.
Yeah, I max leveled Chiome a while ago, because, very useful. Very useful when you've got her at high MP levels. She helped me kill, rave trees.
Oh, wow. Alright, so thank you very much. I can't think of a pun involving Toto-sama at the moment. This next one comes from Metamorphosing Mothra, anticipating either our Mercury Mothman or our Merciful Annihilation. Mouthy. But they say, thank you both for the wonderful Metal Gear Solid session. We should have really made more Metal Gear jokes during that stream. We really should have. We made some, but not enough. Never enough. That being in mind, are there any other species you'd be interested in seeing in FGO in some capacity, mythological or otherwise? Good fortune on Monday's rolls in the days to come. Mythological creatures. I think we have a fairly robust. But if there's one that I think would be great, it's always fucking great, because it's fucking great, it's Son Goku. Give me the monkey.
Monkey Man. Who has a design, is established.
And if we're also talking monkeys, there's also technically Hideyoshi, who I was kind of expecting in a new Guda Guda, because he also has a design, but no, they went old school.
Now we're holding on that one.
Yeah, they're holding on that one.
Also, I believe he has I think he's got a really weird...
MP, yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's got some weird stuff they probably need to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, somebody mentioned Arachne. That could be interesting.
If we're also going Spider-Girls, the Jorogumo, maybe with the Hiraguma from that's another Sengoku War thing.
Oh, there's a lot of weird little like one-off notes and stuff. Like we already got the centaur. That's cool. Are there any cool satyrs? Probably not. We've already had that whole question last week about fairies, which may have been from this person. I don't know. That was last week.
And for satyrs, I guess like the go-to would be Pan. I guess
That could be interesting.
Make it the scary Pan. Make him a foreigner.
Yes, the great god Pan. That's just me talking, though. Listen, guys, in case it's been about 6 months, I think, since Omega's talked about how cool The Great God Pan by Arthur Machen is. But it kind of inspired H.P. Lovecraft and Robert Chambers, so you should check it out. Anyway.
Technically, we have burbs, so...
Yeah, we do have some bird, because we mentioned her before, but Betty Anima is literally a sparrow.
Mm-hmm. And we also have Kirky.
That's an amazing power of... well, yeah, Kirky's not really a bird. She just has bird themes. It's probably because she's related to like Helios or something. But no, that's a thing you see a lot, and we could even see more of with some more Asian servants. But that's a big, very common East Asian theme is spirits and animals and stuff that look like people and decide to hang around. Like how Kyokoyo is a mountain witch, but also she decided to be a T-Rex.
On that note, I would actually like to see an actual goddamn dragon.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. We've got some people who could turn into dragons and are dragon-related, but are not.
Where is me a dragon girl?
Hey, somebody did a fan submission for Grendel, and we know that Grendel is canonically a Protean shapeshifter. But yeah, look that up sometime. It was submitted to the Fate School Life contest. It's just what you'd expect. It's like Dragon Schoolgirl.
That's great. Beowulf vibrates in the background.
Not even vibrates, he does the full-blown Photoshop filters, like lens flare eyes. He's doing the fucking Endeavor thing from the second season of My Hero. Shut up!
Oh, that's great. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of any animal archetypes. Okay, so again, this is me being weird, but I fucking want Radisker, the fucking squirrel, on Yggdrasil.
There's a couple of weird animals in Yggdrasil who would be neat.
Yeah.
There's a fucking giant hawk up there.
It's Helversker. I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, that name we always use for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
The names are great.
Nidhogg, the dragon who gnaws at the roots. Make that a dragon girl. That'd be great. Fuck. Dragon girls are great, y'all.
I had a slight PTSD because I got beaten up by a Nidhogg Yu-Gi-Oh monster last week.
Giant worm girl?
Nidhogg's got weird relationships as a snake.
If we're gonna go giant worm girl, let's go with either the Midgar serpent or Ouroboros, which can be the same if I remember correctly.
Well, okay, so talking about Tiamat, we had this conversation, I think it was on WhatsApp, but while people it's much like the same problem with Bahamut. A lot of people call Tiamat a dragon, but that's just because our catch-all mythological term in English for thing that is like 5 different mythological creatures is a dragon. Like,
yeah, no,
there are several Greek quote-unquote dragons who are not very dragony.
If I remember correctly, Tiamat is just basically described as the mother of monsters and monstrous and grotesque in her form, if I remember something like that.
Yes. Like, she's just got freakish mishmash of parts, like, giant claws or horns or whatever. And they decide to, and she's huge enough that her bones can make the universe and stuff.
Technically, Bahamut is either a whale turtle or a whale turtle, something like that.
Yeah, just again, when you combine sea creatures, you're like, dragon. Speaking of catfish, though, give me the fucking Namazu, the earthquake catfish, god of earthquearthquakes.
Really?
Yeah, no, that's a big Japanese trope. They believe that earthquakes were caused by a giant catfish underground.
I've heard of the giant catfish, but I never even heard of the earthground one, huh?
Yeah, Namazu. I think it's a boss in Okamiden?
Maybe a fishing boss.
No, in Okamiden.
In Okamiden. I've never played Okamiden.
I haven't either. Where's that re-release, guys? Switch is great.
Yo.
Anyway.
I'm trying to think of any other ones. But
there's a lot of Greek one-shots, and there are a lot of named characters. Technically, who's to say that, Orthrus or Kerberos couldn't be a standalone heroic spirit, right? Because they're not, especially those guys, those would not count as divine in much the same way that Medusa doesn't normally, because those were all spawn of Echidna and Typhon. Yeah. Those are super high-level monsters.
Like I said, there's a lot of I think Finir is actually divine because it is this child of Loki.
Yes. Though, hey, and we know this, fucking Fenrir is canonically a servant.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, audio drama, for extra last encore. The fuck?
Shit's weird.
Yeah, Fenrir's really fucking weird too. Anyway, but doesn't that also mean which one was Nidhogg Fenrir's brother?
No,
Jormungandr.
That was Jormungandr. It was
Okay.
Hel, Jormungandr, and Finir.
Well, hey, if Fenrir counts, then so does Hela, and so does Jormungandr.
Yeah, those are the three. Well, that was three.
Yeah.
Loki also had a fucking horse. That's a great story. I love that story.
A fucking horse. Ha ha ha. But yeah, no, there's quite a few weird bits and bobs there. But I was just thinking, there's a lot of weird Greek quote unquote monsters. Like a lot of people monster girlify Scylla, even though she was a single creation. That's us in a nutshell, right? Right, Lucky? Humans. Oh, you guys had one Minotaur, one bull of Minos? What if there were just many bull-headed guys? Though we do have the Minotaur.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Asterios.
Ayo!
But Scylla, well, I guess that would technically be Greek's usually the hard C, right? Would that be Skyla?
Yeah,
Skyla.
Skyla. Listen, Lucky.
Well, also here's the fun thing: we don't know how the Japanese would handle it.
With Monster Girls, clearly.
Well, there's that, but I mean, I have no idea how the Japanese would throw that YC sound.
I don't know.
Skilla.
Scylla.
Eskilla.
Sea-Killa.
That's Scylla's rap name. Eskilla.
Sea-Killa. No, Sea-Killa.
Yeah. That's her fucking rap album. Somebody give me that image edit. Find your favorite monster girl Scylla and put the fucking hater block of shades over or something.
And a mic.
Straight out of the Aegean.
But yeah, no, but Carberus and Scylla, despite if I remember, I can't remember, which one was the one that pulled men off and which was the one that literally inhaled all the fucking water? I can't remember. I can never remember.
Charybdis was the whirlpool. Scylla was had extra dog heads and tentacles.
Yeah, I remember if you got too close, she pulled off soldiers, and if you got too close to the other, that you just go under. Mm-hmm. Had an itty bitty little thing. But yeah, Lucky's always in form of more monster girls and interesting. Honestly, I'm really surprised that we got his son Lobo. That is he is such an odd duck. He's a good boy. And a weird boy.
They had a lot of fun with Phantom Fusion, but yeah, the Lobo King of Kurrampaw was not something I was very familiar with, and also again, giant fucking wolf servant.
Ayo. But yeah, again, I say Tiamat win, but Lucky will always say Tiamat win. That is the default. Mm-hmm. But I think we're gonna move on. We're not made of time. We just have a lot of it. So thank you, Metamorphosing Moth, for anticipating either our Mercury Mothman or a Merciful Annihilation. We move on to Star Knight in need of more moe. And they say, question. Hi guys, quick question. That's not a question. What unit did you unexpectedly enjoy using more than you thought you, What unit did you unexpectedly enjoy using more often than you thought you would? Tamamo grew on me after I got her on a spook a few years back, so what is yours? Thanks again. Who do I like using a lot?
I've had a few unexpected hits. I've actually brought this up. I was slightly disappointed to get so many Chiomes, but among several other single target assassins, she has been very reliable for me in the year or so? Shimosa was last year, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, EOR was last year, and we just started Lost Belts this year.
Tomacat definitely does count, but Tomacat is someone I got used to real quick, so I don't know if that's necessary. I use Tomacat mostly from necessity than anything else, because I'm I need something to punch things real hard and keep going, and Tomacat was one of the few SRs I had that could just hit anything.
Yeah, getting a Berserker on your tutorial roll. Heck, to that point, I wasn't necessarily hyped for Liz on my starter role, but Liz was my starter 4-star, and actually, did a lot of work, was my only really hype Lancer that was doing, AoE stuff for a long time.
Actually, I think for mine, I'm gonna go with Carmilla. Because Carmilla was someone, I definitely was not, that gung-ho about. And she grew on me in both her character and her attacks. She's a weird one, especially because she has a very general, attack type. It's just, versus women. Yeah.
Very strong.
Very strong.
Very robust. I didn't get my Carmilla for a while, so I had already grown to enjoy her by that time. I'm trying to think, were there any other really standouts? I mean, I'm in FGO right now because I pulled my phone out. So
Also, I have to say, second one, Kazgil. Kazgil was a character who grew on me in Babylonia, and I actually didn't start using him until not too long ago. I'm like, oh no, this is actually great for my arts teams. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Atomic. So I'm gonna go with Carmilla and Kazgil. They my peeps. Yo.
Yeah, I'm looking at my unleveled servants. I'm trying to see if there are any weird standouts. I wasn't planning on getting Fujino either, but that was another kind of standout where, like, she's max level and stuff. That one really was like, oh yeah, she's actually really good at stuff. Like, there are units you get where you're like, yes, I know what I'm doing. Like Shiba, I picked up a ticket, right? Like, I'm getting you for exact this purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think that's the most part. Like I've got a few 3 stars I relied on a little bit, but none of those were necessarily like super standouts. Like I was like, shit, I need somebody to do a thing. Oh, I have you.
If we're talking about 3 stars, Uriale was somewhat of a surprise to me. It was like, oh no, you real good at killing male sabers. Holy fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want to count Uriale myself because I knew about that. We've talked about it before. I knew some of those strats for like Camelot and stuff, so I was like, nah. Okay, Uriale's gonna be good.
Alright, but let's keep moving. Whoop, 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 whoop. So thank you, Star Knight, in need of more mue. This next one comes from Spartan Fire, collector of Artorias. And they say, hey, Lucky and Mega, didn't have a question or anything, I just wanted to say hello, and thanks for the great content and community. Hope you have a great week. It's horrible! But I hope yours is doing okay. So thank you, Spartan Fire, collector of Artorias.
Well, I mean, it says hope you have, so I think he's hoping your future week is better.
Nope, it's destroyed.
It's preemptively ruined? I hate when that happens. Alright, I'm very curious how you're going to read this next alias.
Yep. So, this next one comes from waiting for that Oni at symbol $.
Dollar bills, y'all.
$. Bills, yo. And they say, question, is it possible for summer famous mythological monsters and a Holy Grail War? Have a nice day and keep on doing you. Okay, hang on. Summer famous mythological monsters.
Phones are the worst. I'm sure that's a phone type. There's no fucking way. Summer famous? Hey, Summer Lobo Wen, guys.
Okay, so, on the most technical fucking level, I'm pretty sure if there's a mage who got it up his ass to apply a fucking spell template that summons a servant in their summer theme, they could fucking do it. I'm pretty fucking sure. Like I said, it's just, I don't know if anyone would ever fucking do it. Cause, cause I'm pretty sure some mage can go literally sit down, do the fucking thinking pose and be like, what if Artoria but swimsuits?
Right, we've discussed this before. Technically, most summer characters their Saint Graphs have been altered, so...
Yeah. So technically...
through, like, rune magic or other effects.
Yeah, so, like, through an effect, yes. But doing that for a Holy Grail War? What are we gonna have, a fucking beach Holy Grail War? Is our competition gonna be, like, beach volleyball, capture the flag, fucking swimming competition?
Lucky, hold on. Let me stop you. Picture this for me.
I'm listening. I'm thinking.
You know how Survivor has those, like, theme seasons and stuff?
Oh,
what if Survivor Holy Grail War?
That sounds like a horrible, horrible idea, and I'm 110%
I know, so
for
many
this.
people would be murdered. So much blood, Lucky. No, but what I assume this person meant to type was if you could summon mythological monsters, which we already talked about, so, yeah.
It's possible to summer. I fucking can't.
with the waiting for Oni ass, but you can speak.
Hang on. I gotta.
Are you gonna screen cap this?
I'm gonna scream that. I'm just put this in our Patreon chat just so you can see we are not fucking.
Yeah, no, this isn't us failing to English. This is just somebody accidentally did a typo.
Yeah. So, is it possible to summon a famous mythological monster? Technically, yes. Is it possible to summon famous mythological monsters? Also, yes. The answer to both these questions is yes.
Yes, but also yes.
Studio Mega answering all the questions, even the ones you didn't actually ask. So thank you, rating for that Oni at symbol $. This next one comes from alias Dave, Lord and Savior. I wanted to say Dord because I wanted to combine Dave and Lord because I wanted to go fast. Let's see here. Are there any certain relations that you wish the game would explore? I've always wondered what the Round Table Knights would think of the Salters. Let's see.
There's a few dialogue cues on that. I believe that canonically Lancelot does not have a good time with that one.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of honestly, I just love I can't think of anything in particular because I just like all servants interacting with each other because I always just find that wild. That's one of the great things about FGO. It's let's take these people from several millennia and just throw them in a room together and see what fucking happens.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There are probably a few relationships that I feel I could focus more on.
Maybe, yeah, I can see that.
But in general, I just like any kind of I like them to acknowledge and explore relationships. Period.
Mm.
I'm trying to think right now. I don't think there's any. I don't feel like there's any big obvious lore skips. There have been some times where I've seen a servant's dialogue and been how can they not talk about X? But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like it's been a while, and I don't know. We've been doing this a while, and I'm a little groggy. I slept 10 hours today for no reason.
Oof.
So I don't know. This could all just be a dream right now, guys.
Does the butterfly dream of Gotcha, or does Gotcha dream of the butterfly?
So yeah, I mean, there's definitely some. There are some relationships I think in the past where I've been I feel like you missed something, but in general, I don't have anything that jumps out. I just like servants to have connections to others, even if it's dumb stuff like Himiko says she's going to eat Summer Kiara because clamshells. It's the classic butterfly meme,
mm-hmm.
right?
This is the clam.
By the way, people are talking about my wallet dying because there's an Aresh figure. I'm like, nah. Also, isn't this that's the painted prototype. Is it pre-painted? If it's not pre-painted, that's definitely not worth it, but I don't have any stuff for this. But no, the old is this butterfly meme. I'm just imagining Himiko holding up Summer Kiara and is is this seafood?
Alright, but let's move on. So thank you, Alias Dave, Lord and Savior. This next one comes from the Mudkip descending into the hell of Arknights. And they say, no question for you two this week. Just gonna wish you both a good week, as always, in FGO and in life. I like how we have a lot of well-wishers. That makes me happy. Thank you.
Positive vibes are cool.
Positive vibes are cool. So thank you, the Mudkip descending into the hell of Arknights. This next one comes from the young one with the comfy job. Well, Skippy for you, mate!
I can't help but feel like this is somehow ironic or something. Go ahead and read that commentary, Lucky. You can be sarcastic if you want.
Alright. To my dear elders of this arduous journey that may be comfier for me, I was on my way back home, comfortably resting on the Uber ride, and decided to watch again the Let's Talk FGO EP about LB2, and remember the glitch where voice lines didn't get played, and I mega wanted to experience that cinematic feeling again. You can lower voice lines to 0 or near 0, and remove the line subs in the option screen. This should give the MP a cinematic feel, thanks to still having the good BGM of the fight MP. Hope you get to use them for any future boss fights to give them articular feel. Sincerely, the one with the comfy job.
God, I hope that carried. I hope you guys heard me. Because in case you didn't hear me, I was definitely dying off screen of laughter. Okay. No, I did not know that. Thanks for that tip. That's a cool effect. I wonder if that was the bug. Or it was just it just thought you had voice lines muted or something. That's neat though. I'll keep that in mind. Because as we all know, Lost Belts especially are known for some bangers, as the kids say. Sometimes you just want to hear that sweet, sweet rave tree.
I wonder when they're going to update the soundtrack. Because it stops at the Merry Christmas from the Underworld, which was end of last year. We have gotten literally no Lost Belts.
Yeah, we haven't gotten any Lost. It's probably whenever they, in Japan in real life, they released the CDs, which I don't know when that was. I know that the soundtrack up to Lost Belt, I think up to next year's anniversary actually is out, those discs. I just don't know anymore.
By the way, Sunny in the Abyss.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, by the way, Sunny in the Abyss is still great.
But yeah, I was gonna say that, while I don't think there was a heck of a lot of new music for, Lost Belt 2, for instance, probably because it was so close, there will be some new music themes for, Lost Belt 3. Mm-hmm. Including this is actually when I think they started doing their own, trailer music for a lot of different big events. Like, there's a single associated with this with the upcoming trailer PV whenever they decided to do that one.
Ooh.
Okay, well, after we leave whatever the heck that was.
Yeah, so thank you from the young one with the comfy job. Let's keep moving. How many do we got left here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 more. We're over halfway done.
But are we living on a prayer?
Uh,
I'm gonna retweet this Motoko action. Are we in the middle of a figure festival again that we've forgotten about?
Is Wonderfest going on?
I don't know. Good.
Hang on, let me go check.
Good Smile's tweeting up a storm. It says
maybe
One
the-
Hobby Galley 2020 or Gallery. I think I missed an R there.
Let's see, is Wonderfest going on anywhere? I don't know.
Oh yeah, Emblem's posting a lot of these, and she says it's actually is one of those festival days.
Oh, okay, cool.
Merchandising. Where's
Look at all
FGO the flamethrower? Sorry, I think I cut you off there. Like, what were you saying?
Oh yeah, yes. Look at all these figures I can't buy. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Anyway, the sixth one comes from a Master Secret Wumpa Fruit. I think that's a Crash Bandicoot reference, if I remember right.
I think so. Yes. Is that talking about that because of Crash 4? 4 crashes. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they say, "Hey, Lucky and Omega, how are things going?" They suck. Simple question for you, and probably one already asked before. Keck. What's your favorite class of servant?
Another comment there.
What's your favorite class of servant? Have a pleasant day and stay safe. Lucky is
Also
a fan.
colon after the parentheses. Spicy. Grammatical.
Maybe it's actually a frowny face.
It could be. We don't know. Keck,
Lucky still
sad
doesn't-
face.
Lucky doesn't actually know how to use colons and semicolons, and it actually drives him mad.
I actually don't know how to use a semicolon. I think I got called on that out in some essays, and I was still never figured out what the fuck you do with a semicolon. I like it, though.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like the colon into comma. But anyway. Favorite servants.
My favorite class of servant? I like casters and I like berserkers, usually.
Hey, guys, this is going to shock all of you, but archers. No, sabers. I actually really do like archers, but also I am that sword nerd. I understand that's not how swords work, but I am that guy, so I like swords. And sabers are required to have swords or use swords, so.
Lucky's a hammer and axe man.
Like, and I admit, I think I talked about that earlier. I think that was on air. We were talking about Hajime's crazy NP fluff. That might not have been on air, but if it wasn't, anyway, just read his profile. It's dumb. Like, I acknowledge the dumbness that some lengths of this go, but I still like swords.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
This next one, if this is the next one in the order, is going to be very interesting to answer.
Alright, so, thank you, Master Sink and Want the Fruit. Okay. This next one comes from He Who Burns Brightest in the Dark. Is this the one you were talking about, Omega?
Yes.
Okay. So, they say, "Greetings, Lucky Omega." This question kind of goes off from someone else's question from last week about you being able to summon Emiya with Avalon. Omega mentioned that in Apocrypha they use a piece of the round table to summon Mordred. Since Mash's shield is the round table, technically, shouldn't she be able to summon a round table knight?
Yes, she fucking did. What? Where do you think she got the stuff from?
Yeah.
Also, so the whole shield is actually really interesting, or at least the centerpiece, technically. I don't think it's actually the whole table, because it's not really
No, it's
round,
not.
but it's like the core piece. And the rest of the pieces that like they use in Apocrypha are bits of it that have broken off and been found. But also, so there's 2 rules. 1, hey, how do you think, 1, Mash got fused with Galahad, but also B, you summon any round table servant, because that's, did you guys forget? That's your catalyst. We use that to summon. But the reason why we get other characters is because as an entirety of the round table, that is a thing around which heroes gather. That's kind of the whole meta context for how we can summon a whole bunch of different servants. We are not summoning with no catalyst. We're summoning with a catalyst that specifically just calls in heroes to help us out. Like, the round table will take anyone who's willing to answer the call, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. The answer to your question is, yes. Yes, it does.
So, thank you, He Who Burns Brightest in the Dark. Omega, you made a noise. Do you want to say something?
No, that was just me, clearing some breath.
So the next one comes from the guy who can't seem to land Dalek and Genshin Impacto. Dalek.
I'm gonna guess that's also probably not correct. Is he trying
that
to spell
the look?
Dirac? That would be pronounced very similarly.
Yeah, I think it might be. Hang on. Let me see. I might be fucking. I could be fucking wrong. No. It autocorrects to talk Genshin Impact.
Weird.
So I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Diluc. And to be fair, if you're trying to get Diluc, good luck, because as we mentioned before, rates are horrible. Ooh. Anyway, they say, "Hey guys, how the game's been treating you? It's been aight. I just wanted to ask, what is your biggest not so big regret while playing FGO? I regret not starting early enough to get Noble Archer, one of the 4 stars to NP5. Mine stuck at NP1 and level 50. Feels bad, man. That feels bad. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's rough.
That and not being able to farm a second copy of the Golden Suma CE. Lucky only has, real one regret, I guess, to say, and that he was dumb on Chocolate Lady's Commotion, and I didn't get the Grail. I'll forever be down 1 Grail. Forever.
Lucky, not to rub salt in your wounds, but aren't you... Actually, wait, no, we had this conversation. Technically, next year of Guildfest is a rerun, kind of.
Yeah, yes, I'll be able
you
to
will be able to get that Grail back.
Yes.
You still missed it the first time.
Yes.
Not to be mean to Lucky, but that was recent. But
yeah,
I don't...
Season to ease me later. Fuck.
Have I? I don't think I've really done any goofuses like that. Like, usually events I don't finish are reruns, where I'm just like, I really can't be arsed to get all the way to the end before, right?
Mm.
So, like, I think I usually push myself to get all the... I have never missed a Grail. I've missed some lores, and I've missed some, like, CQ stuff. I'm trying to think, was there any, like... I don't think there's been any really crazy, like at least permanent stuff. Like, I've definitely had, like, lotto events where I'm like, I should have gone harder on that one, or stuff like that, but I don't think I've had any really regrets like that. Because even back in the day when we both rolled on story more frequently, there just wasn't anything else to roll anyway, so... And I've never spent rainbow apples to refill AP, so... Yeah.
Alright. So, I guess that's it. So, thank you, the guy who just can't seem to land Dalek and Genshin Impacto. This next one comes from Merkame shouting, "Anyway!" Wait, Anue. Sorry, sometimes Japanese phonetics get to me.
Anue. The ue is actually an honorific for being fancy pants. Anyway.
With Nobukatsu finally becoming a real boy, which currently non-playable servants are you looking forward to most being implemented in either FGO or an arcade?
Arcade doesn't count, it's dead to me.
Tiamat.
I mean, I'm me, so I'm going to continue to be on brand. Muramasa.
Give.
Just want that sweet remix, guys. Even though that is actually in the sound player.
Limited Allied Works. Is there anyone else that I want off the top of my head?
Would you say Vitch?
Yeah. Well, Vitch, I know Vitch is going to come out. They literally...
True, it's true. She's in a trailer.
Yeah. Like, they can't not.
That would be weird. Actually, I don't know. That might be... We've talked before how there is some weird legal precedence as far as gacha goes. Somebody might take offense to that. I don't know if it would have any grounding in court, but still.
Like, I think, literally out of the Lost Belt trailer previews, I think it's just Alter Ego and Assassin.
Yeah, it's just Assassin and Alter Ego.
And they had an interesting showing in the last trailer, so who knows?
We'll see what happens. Very interesting to see what happens next week, because I think there's 6 days left in Guda Guda.
They might be doing whatever they have for their Halloween time slot coming up here soon. Or they might rerun Saber Wars 2. I don't fucking know. Anyway, thank you, Merkava Mains, shouting, "Anue." This next one comes from Alias Die High. And they say, just a simple question. Which FGO CM do you like the most? Since Lost Belt, all have been killer, like recent Guda Guda CM. If we're gonna actually talk CMs, I'm gonna actually go back to fucking 4th anniversary CM.
Depending on what you actually count as, what is even technically I'm trying to remember we call them CMs. I'm trying to remember what the abbreviation for that is, like what the reasoning behind it is. And I don't know.
Commercial, I think, would be the most.
That makes sense. Just commercial, yeah.
Yeah.
Then yes, definitely that one. That's some of the smoothest animation and is a lot more action-packed. No offense to either of the Annie 5 CMs, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But one of those was weird, and the other one was, while very artistic, was not necessarily action-packed. But the end, they pulled out a lot of animation frames in that 4th anniversary one, and showed a lot of characters they don't necessarily show doing things, which is always cool.
By the way, I will say I still watch Essentials of Fate on occasion, just because.
Oh yeah, Essentials of Fate is just good. That's just straight up good.
If we're talking other CMs, though, I really don't know. I just like CMs.
They are really good. I think I went.
Yeah.
I think the last time they had a CM, I went on a binge because they're all on their FGO has its own FGO Japan has its own YouTube channel. Yes. So where they upload streams, CM stuff like that. So you can see usually there's like 2 or 3 versions. There's the full there's the short 16-second and there's the full 32 seconds with dialogue. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes there's depending on what you're doing, there might be a third version, which is like pitched differently. Because Lost Belts usually have like a third version of their long form, which actually has like the crypter speaking. Yeah, that's when we're talking about the 4th one. Out of those, I think so I don't want to like hype it up too much, but the Lost Belt 3 one coming up is pretty cool. I think though, like in terms of like getting everybody's attention, Lost Belt 1 was pretty good. Outside of the 4th Annie, just general one, like specific CMs, the Lost Belt 1 was pretty good.
I'm trying.
A lot of people lost their shit at the Toku Labyrinth one, but I think that was just because Kiara was in it and the music was pretty cool.
I think I have to say, I think Summer 3 is probably one of my favorites.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's very smooth, and I love how they keep doing remixes of the Summer theme CM. And they use it for a lot of things, so it's like one of my favorite tracks. But for story content, I can't. I'm torn between. Oh, sorry. Someone just sent me a message, and I got distracted there. Between India and Atlantis, those are both pretty good. I have no idea what's going on in them, and that's what gets me hyped.
Yeah, they're very strong.
They're very strong.
But no, by the way, there's literally a playlist on the FGO YouTube channel called CM. Now, admittedly, it's got some of the previews for the anime, the Babylonian anime in there. But that's got all the stuff. Like the classic ones, the original trailers, the old shit. And then we started doing actual event trailers at Karno Kyokai, actually. Like that's when FGO was like, oh, there's a new event, we need a new CM for it. And those are mostly short form, those are like the 16 seconds. It's not until is now Serapha 16. Look for the first 30-second one. I think that's not until Lost Belt. Wow. No wonder when that's kind of big. Lost Belt 1's their first 30-second one that they actually uploaded. Neat.
I don't know if I would count this as a CM, but the whole Lost Belt intro with Solomon basically talking smack to you.
Actually, hold on, that's a very good question. Is that in this playlist? If it's in this playlist, it counts. Let me see. No. Okay. Doesn't look like it. That's probably just a trailer or something, technically.
Yeah. That one always gives me shivers. Even though it's no animation, just him talking to you and the lines are just oh.
Yeah, that's a good one. The Lost Belt trailer is a good one. Because also that's got the first instance of the Lost Belt Grand Battle theme, which is fucking phenomenal. Music is good.
Music is great. Alright, so...
Oh, shit. Jackbox Party Pack 7 is out.
Oh no, and it's Friday.
On Steam. Ooh, but it is full price, though. Well, it's 10% off, but still, that's $30.
I might be able to afford that. I don't know. If people convince me, and by convince me, I mean praise me lots. But...
I will look at what games are in it after it, yeah.
But before that, thank you, Merkava Mains, shouting... Wait, no. Thigh High. Sorry. I forgot to scroll down. Thank you, Thigh High. Now we move on to... I went into the VTuber hole, and I got out on a continue pipe. And they say, does any event that requires to finish Babylonia to recent story part equal hard difficulty? I have this weird feeling that Oniland's gonna be Gouda 3 all over again. Read. Very hard.
Let me actually look at Gouda 3. Because we did do our pregame, and I said that it's like monoclass nodes. There is a raid boss, but he's not like super high, because we've got the... You can play the event and get like plus 400% damage bonus, so... like, I don't know if it will be intrinsically hard. If anybody's played JP, if you guys know if it's been hard, let me know.
Also, I wouldn't say that lock to events necessarily makes an event hard. They usually just lock events for story reasons.
Sometimes they do, like, they will use the Clear Solomon as like, oh, you gotta be good at this, right? Which is, I think, what happened with Gouda 3. But in general, yeah, it's not a 1-to-1. Let me actually look at the free quests.
Like, I'm pretty sure Oniland is tied to hecking LB2 because a character in Oniland comes from Lost Belt 2.
Yes, who is a story-locked release outside of this event, so that is basically as far as FGO goes to consider a character a spoiler. I mean, like, some of the bosses for... Oh, shit. The Grand Order Wiki is in the middle of building those pages, so there's no information on them. I'll go to the Fandom Wiki. Which runs kind of crappier, but is usually complete. But for some reason calls the event still Halloween 2018 as opposed to, like, Oniland or whatever. Let me actually look at the main quests, though. Because I do remember some of the main quests were a little spicy in Gouda 3. But, no, I mean, there's break bars in Oniland, but most of them seem pretty normal. They got, like, a couple of weird buffs. You know, the usual stuff. You break a bar, they do a buff. But it's not crazy. Like, their HP levels aren't... Mostly I'm seeing that, at least in terms of story bosses, their HP levels don't get super high. And remember, this is a bonus damage event. Like, I think the most scary might be a certain Lancer boss, who I do not want to spoil for people who don't know. Who can basically, as a temporary active skill, can remove their class disadvantage. And is immune to certain types of not AoE, dot damage, but again, bonus damage shouldn't be too hard. Like, they'll do some weird shit on you, but it shouldn't be difficult. I do remember that was a thing we said, Lucky, right, with Gouda 3, where we were like, oh man, I was doing some of these story quests, and man, wow, that boss really punched my ticket. Very surprised.
Oh yeah.
I don't think this will be as bad. Like Lucky said, I think it's just because we're doing the weird tie-in thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like, there will be some oddball classes. Pack your BBs. There will be a boss who is an Avenger. But yeah, I don't know if it'll be overly hard. So to answer your question, does it mean inherently hard difficulty? Mm-hmm. Don't think so. Like, sometimes that is I do believe that the Clear Solomon flag is, we're gonna make this harder. But honestly, I think they get a lot of their challenge out in story events, which are all that way, right? Like, to do new story, you have to beat all previous story. Like, I've heard a lot of people say that, like, the various Lost Belt 5 parts are kind of fuckers, but you have to do all the previous Lost Belts to do them, so they do some interesting build-up stuff. That's what I got. Actually, I'm looking at the chat. No, nobody is saying that, any of these are actually inherently hard. Nobody's been, like, shouting out, like, oh man, I did Oniland in JP, it sucked a butt. So, we can move on, I think.
I think that's enough on that. So, thank you. I went to the VTuber hole and got out on a continue pipe. This next one came from, I slept on my face and now my arm hurts while writing this. Oof.
R.I.P.
Yeah, proper sleep posture is great. This is why I have learned to sleep on my back. But they say, Dear Lucky and Omega. Again, they capitalized the first Lucky and not the second one.
I think you're just being fucked with.
I think I might be fucked with. A simple one this week. Why guys don't do theory talk, I would listen to that with Omega, large pool of fan service, and Lucy's. Being the only person I know who isn't spoiled, I would like to see your view on things.
Wow. Okay. That arm really killed you there, buddy, huh?
Yeah. Like, big rip.
Yeah, so there's no question mark in this, so I'm not actually sure what the question is. Is it asking why we don't like to do theory talk? Or theoretical talk? I mean, okay, so as they mentioned, Lucky is not spoiled on most stuff. He is pure as the driven snow.
Heh.
So, like, that actually makes for really good and honest reactions.
Mm-hmm.
So, we would not want to ruin that.
And honestly, I think we do a fair amount of theory crafts. Some people ask us what our thoughts are on some things. We just don't give, like, we don't make fucking YouTube videos about what if this thing was thing.
Yeah, we don't do standalone videos on that thing, right?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, a theory is nothing but a theory.
Well, yeah, and I think that's kind of our that would be my at least specific key point is theories are just theories. And I don't mean that as like some weird thing of like, oh, well, gravity's just a theory, shit like that. No.
Yeah.
No. I understand the like scientific capital T theory difference.
Mm.
But no, like most theory crafting, lowercase t, is just that. It's just, oh, well, you have an idea and whatever. And in general, I think I've said this about mailbag questions. People get kind of over-explaining or really set about their theories, and it just becomes a one-sided discussion. Like, hey, I won't name any names or anything, but if you're listening to this, my dude, I'm not throwing shade at you, but I've talked with people who are like, oh, it would be really funny if Muramasa was a caster for reasons, even though he's a saber in the story he appears in. And I'm like, okay, sure, that would be funny, but I don't think they're going to do that. But they were like, nah, but what if they did it? I'm like, okay, what do you want me to say? What if they did it? Like, and again, that person came up with a funny theory. I have no bones to pick with their theory on its theoretical aspect, but I also have no discussion to jump off there. And that's just a simple, like, joke theory, right? People with actual, like, galaxy brain theories about plots and stuff are arguably even worse. Where it's just like, okay, there's no... I mean, yes, Axe, there's a discussion between a theory and a shitpost. And here's the thing. When talking about FGO, I know this is going to give some people in our audience agita, but jokes are deepest lore. We've talked about it before. Like, legit, if you can make a comedy theory, that might be real.
Actually, I made one earlier because I was watching the Learning with Manga, and in it, there's the Astolfo bit, and the guy says, what if there's a limited 5-star Astolfo? And I think literally it was Christmas that year we got one. I think. I can't remember if it was what exactly year it was, but it happened. So I'm just
it was a couple years ago. So yeah, no. Actually, shit, that would have been like almost a year before? Because that was last Christmas, right? Yeah, that was last Christmas, because that was Nightingale and then Saber Astolfo. Yeah. That would have been, because that would have been at that New Year's the year before.
Yeah.
So yes, no, that's a pretty good figure out, Lucky. They did do a lore call. Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, that's the first part of that, is that, yeah, jokes can be correct, and we've made our own joke theories before. Mm-hmm. It's just that we don't usually discuss other people's theories or theory crafting in general, because, like we said, and this is why we have rules against, like, no essay questions, right, where people just want us to read their theories out loud, and don't actually have a, like, discussion point in it. That's just the real thing. Is, I think the ultimate thing is that these are just theories that people have, and because people have them, they can get kind of attached to them, or just want to, like, talk about, wouldn't it be cool if, and that's not actually a good point to do a discussion jump off. Like, yeah, I could do, like, fate theory style videos, and I could probably do well because I can talk about anything forever, but I don't wanna. Just because at a certain point you have to, like, cease, basically. Like, the theory has to stop, or you have to accept that they could also decide not to do your theory, and then you've wasted a lot of effort.
Also, trust me, Lucky also has his own crackpot theories. I just don't share them a lot because they're theories.
Mm-hmm. And I think we do a fair amount of called shots, basically. Like, we'll look at things either in story or just in the setup and be like, I bet something's going to happen here.
Oh, yeah. And we're not opposed to talking theories. Like a lot of mailbag, actually, people are asking, hey, what if this is this? And usually if it's something that we can put in concise and simple terms, we go for it.
Yeah, like, it's just that when people go apeshit, we have to be like, okay, we probably can't give you an answer that would actually satisfy you, or we can't keep this in something that's timely and concise. Like, actually, shoot, I can just think about two that we had today. People asking about Summer Servants, Keck, and Mash's Shield. It's like, technically, there's nothing been confirmed about any of those things, but we use the information we have to give you an answers that we think would satisfy people. And we move on from there. Yeah! It is getting... And I mean, like, I know people would... That's a second thing is, like, talking about, like, for instance, just the fan servants and, like, talking about my ideas. Oh, yeah, no, you could get me to talk about those concepts forever, but that would be very masturbatory. Because it was just like, hey, I took what I learned from Fate lore and applied it to a hypothetical situation. Look how cool I am. Like, okay, I mean, I think it's cool. And obviously there would be some audience for that, but at the same time, I don't necessarily want to subject you guys to that on a whim.
Hey guys, if you want to hear Omega's fan servant of the week, let us know.
Actually, yes, sure. If you want that, make some noise in the comments.
Yep. But otherwise you ain't getting it.
And also, I withhold the ability to stop if only like 20 of you watched it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It doesn't have to even be on its own separate thing. We can just like literally at the end of the show.
We can poke it in the show.
Yeah. But again,
though, hey, I could check those analytics too, and I could see when people skip those moments of the time codes.
Mm-hmm.
Info. Okay.
That's like goes. Like,
I think we did our best to wring a question out of that.
Yeah, good job, us. So thank you. I slept on my face, and now my arm hurts while writing this. For your question, this next one comes from Himiko, Miko. I don't actually know how it goes in FGO, so I did my fucking best, eh? And they say, with so many good characters who are still not released and only represented by a sprite or boss fight, which one do you want to see integrated the game by any means? Have a good days.
Here's my problem. Most of those characters, I don't know. Like, we know that Nobukatsu will exist in the future. Cool. I guess the only ones we've really... Actually, what was that guy in Guda Guda 3? I don't even know if the glasses guy was in Guda Guda 3. He might be in 4. I don't understand space-time, this whole living in two continuities thing. A majority of those characters are in future Guda Gudas, so I'm not super familiar with them, other than Nobukatsu. Like, I think the only big one would maybe be Mitsuhide, but... No, I know, the other one you mentioned, Axe, because I don't know if I even want to name him. Not Akenshi Mitsuhide. That guy was Guda Guda 3. And I don't even know if he's really a servant. I guess he would be. He's pretty famous. But, like, I'm seriously, like... Okay, so, yeah, that one was in 4. Yeah, okay, so that guy's not even out yet in English.
Let me see here.
Like, there's a lot of Kohei's characters. We even mentioned, I don't think he's...
If I'm looking at this, we actually have most of them.
I mean, there's a few we don't have playable, and they're mostly talking about, they're talking about background characters, which, like, I don't think Lucky would know or remember.
No, I wouldn't know.
Because there are characters who appear as bosses in those stories and have sprites and stuff, but, hey, we don't have those events, so we don't know them yet.
Yeah. No, we mentioned monkeys earlier, Toyotomi Hideyoshi and, Wukong.
Yeah, those are the big ones. Like, I was going to mention that earlier. Like, we talked about Hideyoshi, who is mentioned in several Guda Guda events, but I don't think he's ever actually appeared on screen in Guda Guda. So, that would be one. But yeah, no, this is a weird question for me to answer because we haven't seen a lot of the characters that most people mean when they ask this question.
Yeah, Tokugawa Yasu was actually in here. Interesting. I didn't know that. Whatever. But yeah, no, I will default to Monkey Boys.
I wouldn't mind seeing. I'd really like to see what they do, because they've explicitly said that as part of the Great Sage Eagle to Heaven's many powers, that Servant Sun Wukong can appear male or female simultaneously. I'd really like to see what they do. Would they go for straight up female, or would they swap with Ascensions? You never know.
Probably swap with Ascensions. I feel like they swap with Ascensions. They'd probably end on female. Alright, but thank you, Himiko. This next one comes from Shion, who says, "Greetings, Lucky and Omega. I just wanted to say, keep up the great work. You too! Thank you, Shion." This next one comes from, "I am the storm that is approaching, provoking, black flames and isolation. I am the reclaimer of my name, born in flames. I have been blessed." They put it in all caps, yo. I had to do it.
Yeah.
First hi, long time no talk. Question. What servant would you like to get the Santa treatment next? In my opinion, it should be Santa Nero or Helena.
Why people always be talking about Santa Nero? I understand the joke of the Padorus, but that doesn't actually fit the themes. We already had one for Septum.
And on that note, where's my Santa Medea?
We're still there, yeah. No.
Still there.
I feel like I don't know if it was a mailbag question, but I feel like we tackled a similar question in the past couple of weeks somewhere.
I don't know if it was in the past couple of weeks, but I definitely feel like it's been asked before.
Anyway, we'll reiterate. We'll double down. Santa Medea.
Real talk, Medea just needs some fucking love, yo.
Yeah, I appreciate that, like, every Guda Guda, there's always a new Medusa CE. It's great. I love it. It's in the thumbnail.
Yes.
Where Medea's technically, like, in Guda Guda stuff too. Where's the Medea love, guys? Sorry, I coughed.
He coughed. That is that. So, thank you. I am the storm that is approaching, provoking black flames and isolations. I am the reclaimer of my name, born in flames. I've been blessed. Had to say it fast that time. First question. This next one comes from Sencho fan number 324929. And you get side-eye for this, because I looked it up.
Don't Google it.
Don't Google it.
But if you do, make sure to turn Safe Search off.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Sensho would want.
Mm-hmm. But the question is, ahoy! What services come to mind when you hear the following song? We Will Rock You, Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy, and Fat Bottom Girls. Sorry for the random question. Keep up the great work. Let's see. We Will Rock You.
We don't have any actual rock stars.
Well, it says rock. That makes me think of golems, which makes me think of a VK Braun.
Yeah, I would have said a VK Braun or Babbage because he is like a rock.
Yes, he is. Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy.
Lancelot.
Well, let's see. I was going to go with Tristan.
Both work.
Mm-hmm. And Fat Bottom Girls.
We're going to rock and world go round.
Mm-hmm.
We stand queen in this household.
Yes, we do.
Ow. That was my knee. Also, that's a drink cue, I think. Me banging my knee into the thing is making a noise.
Let's see here. Fat Bottom Girls.
Who truly has the fattest bottom?
I don't know. Here's the thing that always kills me about, I don't know, popular quotation mark and quotation art. It's always the big tit. It's very rarely the big booty. I've seen so much art of the girl with just a humongous, a double doos, and just a normal ass. I'm just like, guys. If we're talking shapely asses, that's definitely Ren in it. Ren in all her iterations, but
Nidacris has a very powerful.
Yeah, she does. So, and I'll also say the same with Scheherazade. I'm gonna go with Scheherazade. Yeah! That's the thick.
But yeah, Scheherazade's very thick.
Thick. Give me some Aku on that.
Extra thick. Foolish samurai warrior.
Wielding a foolish samurai warrior.
Wielding an evil shapeshift. Wielding a magic sword. YouTube poop, guys.
So thank you, Sencho fan number 324929. Don't Google that.
We added that, by the way.
We did add that. Because I did Google it. And I'm like, okay. For this, the next one comes from... Oh, how should I say this one?
I mean, it's in all caps.
It is in all caps, but it's not... let's see here. Super, shining, amazing, awesome, final finish move, part 4 of 2, max kill, over thing, death.
There were a lot of exclamation points, by the way, in that.
There was. And they say, Dear Lucky Omega, do you have an idea why Marinsbaron just didn't use homunculi or golems instead of the designer babies for the Demi Servant project? It seems to me that what a designer baby do, a homunculi can do with similar results. Same with a golem. And wouldn't be as much of an ethical issue. Maybe a cost issue.
Well, for the golem part, definitely cost, because that requires, like, materials.
Yeah.
And VK Burn talks about this a lot in Lost Belt 1. Like, he needs some good magic shit to make good golems.
Also, as far as I remember, homunculi and golems aren't fully autonomous. Homunculi are more autonomous than golems, but I literally think golems don't do shit unless you tell them to.
Yeah. I believe homunculi can have independence, but it's not required.
I think they usually work within their parameters, if I remember correctly. That's
yeah,
why
there's
that's
a
why
lot
Steve...
of. Well, yeah, you're going to talk about Sieg. There's a lot of open-endedness because he doesn't know shit about shit, basically.
Yeah.
It might also So spoilers for a thing we're going to talk about in a second, but homunculi is not going to win that poll, so that might be a little bit before we talk about it. But that is a future Teach Me topic to actually dissect how homunculi work in Fate.
Actually, I was going to say, honestly, the other thing I was going to say is probably Marius Berry don't know how to make top-grade fucking homunculi.
Yeah, that's another thing, because that's something we definitely talked about with Magecraft before and other topics. Magic tends to be very strongly striated between types. We know a decent amount about the Animosphere sorcery style and trait.
A lot of stars.
Yeah, it's space-based. They rely on, like, cosmic revelations and, channeling things from space and stuff. Very cool, really neat. But, it's going to be different than the way that, say, the Einsburns have a very strong homunculi tradition.
Well, yeah, you get, think about it this way. It took 3 different families specialized in 3 different things to make the Holy Grail War. Einsburn's contribution was the homunculi. Yeah,
basically they're constructs, because they developed the Greater Grail, because they had access to the third magic, and then they developed the Lesser Grail, which was Justice. Literally their concept for the Grail Terminal I mean, you wouldn't be able to purchase knowledge from them.
No.
Why? They don't need money. That's the one thing they don't need.
Right.
And honestly, they probably wouldn't want to talk to Marsbury because he may have steamrolled their thing.
Yeah. He won that Holy Grail War.
He did the thing they do. He summoned a cheat-ass servant. He summoned a grand and fucking steamrolled them. And they're probably thinking, why didn't we do that?
Yeah, apparently they... Again, talking about this, the FGO Holy Grail War timeline is...
Sus.
Mystery. Yeah.
Let's just say it's sus. Because it's like, it seems weirdly empty and like a way that we don't think about. It's like when you do like a weird spin-off sequel or a fan fiction and you're like, there wasn't any other Holy Grail Wars just cuz. And we're like, what did everybody else do with their time? They didn't? Shut up. And it's just like, okay, all right, fine. We're not talking about it, but got my eye on
because they were actually able to win it, which means Anger Manu wasn't in it, which means the Einsteins didn't summon Anger Manu, which means a lot of things. It means a lot of fucking things. Heck.
Yeah, and it has a lot of question marks about people who exist in the timeline, but don't exist. Mm-hmm. And obviously, that doesn't usually matter to FGO because we keep exploding the present timeline.
We do.
But, like, it's still, like I said, it's got some weirdness where just like, they didn't do any other Holy Grail Wars, I guess. That's how they didn't fuck it up. And I'm like, okay, but what did everybody else do for like 200 years? Stuff?
Hey, guys, you want to hear one of Lucky's crackpot theories? Lucky's crackpot theory is that at the end of this, we're gonna have to go back to we're gonna have to go back in time and stop Marisbury from winning the Holy Grail War.
That would be interesting.
Well, because if we're gonna talk about weird ass theories, here's one I have. Like the fun fact is, none of this happened until Shiba observed the fucking singularities, and so this goes into the theory of if no one ever observed it in the first place, would that have fucking happened?
I mean, that is true from a certain... When you observe something, you do change it.
Yeah. Like I said, Lucky thinks about this shit. But, and that'd be a great excuse to go fight a Holy Grail War. But, yeah, but again, back on the original, question,
Another thing to think about is the other really high-quality homunculi we know about are Yig Millennia, which those are like 5 mage clans that came together to become one.
And we don't, and
I don't know what happened. I'm pretty sure they don't. They would never exist because the only reason why they got unified was because Darnik got to be a big deal.
Yeah, he stole the Grail,
which, as far as we know, there would be no opportunity for him to do so in the FGO timeline.
Yes,
he is either dead already or still eating babies.
Well, he must be dead because, as I said, we have Goldork, who does. Yeah, no, yeah, like, and
actually, that's good. That means we do know that we know that those guys make homunculi, but he's a money grubber, so he would never have just freely given it to Marsbury.
No.
But also, we know that they are not Yig Millennia because his name is just Goldorf Music or Music.
Yes,
it is not Yig Millennia.
Yes,
so there's no great big Yig Millennia clan sharing stuff.
Yeah. So, like I said, like mages here aren't, sharing of knowledge and whatnot. It's a lot of politics and it's a lot of masquerade.
So the designer baby thing is probably just that, like, instead of involving magic and the creation of raw materials, he used normal mundane raw materials to try and make a human subject, a perfectly normal human subject, who would qualify as a master and be viable for the project.
Because if there's one thing he had, it was fucking money.
Yeah.
Fucking money! Alright. I said, we're at the last year, but, yeah, so, yeah, again, like, yeah, Lucky has crackpot theories. But, other than that...
No, I think we answered all our hypotheticals. We don't really know directly. We may get more into when like I said, that's a future topic that will eventually happen. People will eventually care.
Eventually.
Like I said, I have some ideas to maybe refresh some things and maybe some other ones that will come up after this, but, I might just, like, do that one for sure next month and then let it run out. And then, throw up some new ones because I know some people got some ideas.
Okay.
And I have some future ideas. But yeah, we'll discuss it to see if there's any specifics in the lore about why a homunculus was not preferred or was preferred, but yeah, there's a couple of ideas we have. And the simplest is probably what Lucky said, and just he didn't know how to make really, really high-quality homunculi, but figuring out how to make high-quality humans is not that hard.
No,
just get the right genes and start.
Gene pair therapy is a thing. I'm pretty sure mages probably have better access to us than fucking normal humans too. Heck.
In vitro fertilization, all that other stuff.
You know, pick proper donors. Maybe. That's a good question. Who are Mash's donor parents?
Don't even know. I think Ilya's the best, the culmination of all the work of the Einsburns. I don't know if she's the best homunculus ever. She's the best Einsburn homunculus there's ever been. That's actually the plot of Zero XL, is what if they did it one generation early. But also Ilya is like half normal human. It's weird. And again, like I said, I don't necessarily know the details of this process off the top of my head because I haven't done that research yet. And I'm not gonna until it comes up, because I'm gonna have to do it anyway. But I think we got all our questions in our mailbag.
Yep, that's all of them.
Okay. The show is now almost 2.5 hours long, but there'll be some pauses to edit out there.
Yeah, no, we brought it out to a good length.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what happens when you get 30 questions, and when we really don't care about stopping ourselves.
Yeah!
Well, so speaking of that, and Teach Me to Make It Sense, mate, that's really the only thing I got left to do, is to say that I'm pretty sure that poll ended while we were doing the show. So let me go verify. I'm pretty sure Phantasmal Species won, but I'll go double check, just to be sure.
Just in case, skis.
Yeah, that closed up with 17 total votes, and with 82% of the vote, What Are Phantasmal Species won. So that will be probably next week, maybe not. We'll see if shit gets wild in the news week. But yeah, so that's going to be our topic for this month. What are Phantasmal Species? And kind of like outline what the funk that means. And that will probably springboard into future questions. So yeah, that's really what I got there. That'll be what Teach Me is this week. The other one is What is a Homunculus? And like I said, I might just do that for November flat out and then come up with some new topics in December. We'll see. That's like a couple of months out of the way. I gotta figure that one out.
Well, we'll have a couple of events. We'll have, I don't know if we'll get, well, yeah, we might get some new stuff in the Lost Belt to think over and mull.
Yeah, I already have some ideas about some things that might come up.
Yeah!
But I don't want to necessarily spoil directly.
Spoilers.
So, we'll see. Heck, for all I know, we'll have something come up in Oniland. I don't actually know that much about the Oniland story. I just know that Magifender Shutodoji is in it. That's a really weird localization. That's probably pretty true to whatever the fuck the original Japanese said, though.
I'm just ready for that Golden Kamui CE and Royal Lysing.
Mm-hmm. CEs will be fun.
CEs are great.
Yeah, the actual literal Onicure references are probably... I don't know if those are allowed, because we've talked about this before. Japan and the US have very different ideas about what you can use in different things. Like, we've got a much stronger basis for, like, fair use laws, but the Japanese are a lot looser about straight up just using characters and names from things in a different work.
Yeah.
Like, in America, I don't think you could do the doujin scene the same way they do in Japan, but at the same time, well, most of our game companies don't give as much of a fuck as Japanese ones if you just straight up stream their games with commentary, stuff like that.
I don't think I've ever gone to a sci-fi or, like, comic book connection and just seen people with fan-made comics. I don't think.
Yeah, fan comics are a thing, but I think they're usually, like, a lot looser. Well, and actually, if you think about it, like the abridged series thing, like, that's... Parody is A-okay here, but...
Yeah, it's parody.
But for the Japanese owners of those IP, like, Team 4-Star got attempts by Toei to take them down because they were just straight up reusing the animation. And, like we said, Japan has different fair use things. Anyway, calling her straight up Onikira would probably be weirder in the statesides, because we have weird licenses. Yeah, I think that's how it is. Like if you like, say for instance, Dragon Ball, and you make your own Dragon Ball manga and just call it straight up Dragon Ball, that's okay. But if you literally like took animation cells of Dragon Ball and did them with different dialogue, that's not as okay.
You can make your own work, but you can't use other people's work.
Meanwhile, in the States, it's kind of the reverse. Like, using Mickey Mouse to create your own fan Mickey Mouse film will mean that Disney will nuke you from orbit. But
cease and desist.
If you create a Mickey Mouse parody, while Disney might not be happy about that, that's usually protected by our freedom of speech. It's like, okay, well, this clearly isn't meant to be a straight-up copy. This is like, you're making a joke. We understand. It's weird.
Jokes.
Someday we'll talk to a lawyer and understand this better. Or we'll have done this dance our own so much that we'll know it. As we have occasionally done the fair use copyright dance. Yeah, okay. So I think that's everything on that front. Let me double check how much is left. I believe it's about 6 days, so there's, a week-ish left in Guda Guda. There will probably be a break in there if there's something brand new gonna happen. Yeah, it says 6 days, 10 hours. So about a week. But obviously, tune in next week for our initial thoughts on Oniland. And also, Lucky, you'll probably be streaming Oniland?
Yeah.
Because it'll be out the 19th.
Probably won't get my rolls, though. I can't wait that long.
No, it's gonna start the 19th. Don't expect any of that. But, you can see some stuff. Farming story, whatever Lucky's doing right then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's everything there really is to talk about. Well, I mean, I can mention, it's kind of news, but kind of not. It did say, somebody did post that, apparently Funimation has said that the last few episodes of the FGO Babylonia dub are going to launch, finally. That got delayed, I think, because of all the stuff and things. Had to put some holds. But I don't think there's a lot other going on besides, we already talked about Heaven's Feel. We do know, Japan's planning on launching Camelot, the first one, in November, I think?
I thought it was January.
Is it January? The first one?
I could be wrong.
I might have gotten was the November the stage play? That might be the stage play for Solomon.
Hang on. Camelot. Wait.
December. We're splitting the difference.
Okay.
Okay, so Camelot's for December right now?
That sounds right. Wandering Agalan. I got mine.
So
let's get some.
close to that.
Hey, when are we gonna get some fucking Celtic gods in here? Heck.
Unless we already got them.
Ooh. Ooh, I don't know.
Well, honestly, FGO has the exact same problem that we have in real life we talked about this, I think, last time, and also on WhatsApp, about frickin' secondary sources and stuff, right? Like,
yeah.
All the Irish Celts didn't write anything fucking down for the longest time, so we only have post-Christianization. Same with Norse. Like this is why we know fucking nothing about the Minoans, because Linear A died, and we have no idea how to fucking read it. And may never. So it's important to write your shit down, and then don't let your writing system die. Like, make sure to do a Rosetta Stone and, like, translate your language into other languages so we can do a fucking comparison. That's the only reason why we can read hieroglyphics. Yep, December 4. Well, yeah, modern sources are multi-translated and probably won't go away that way. But no, it's already too late for some myths. We will probably never get an unbiased look at Celtic mythology. R.I.P. us. But okay, I think that's all our big news. So next week, get ready for that Oniland. We'll have our thoughts about that. We'll be able to talk about any polls we've gotten. And yeah, just general comeback. I'm sure that episode will be much more exciting. And of course, stay tuned for What's Up. Should be the day after this one, regardless of what format you're listening it to in. Unless it's like 2 months in the future, then it's already happened. But look for it to have been released the day after this anyway. You can do time-space. I believe in you, audience. Where we'll have a wide variety of things to talk about, and probably talk about some of the same things we talked about this week, but maybe more already in this episode. Because we're wacky and wild. Alright, this episode has gone on for 2.5 hours for some reason. I think it's time to wrap up. What do you think, Lucky?
I think it's about time.
Alright, cool. It's like 10 o'clock at night and I'm hungry. Oh, stretching my legs. Okay, so they've already given you the whole spiel, to come back, all that stuff. Stay tuned for more things. Keep an eye out for streams. Do check out that Untitled Goose Game stream we mentioned. We did that already. So, I do want to remind everybody that if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to give this video a like if you liked it. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. We've asked you for your commentary on a few things. Let your voices be heard. And, of course, you can also join our Discord. That link is in the video description. Lots of useful links down there, actually. And in our channel page, as always, where you can listen to the show live if you're a certain level of the Patreon, and all that other stuff we got going on, just in general chats, where we do community game nights, stuff like that. It's a fun place, fun times. And then what comes after that is that I would like to remind you, Omega's working off his mental 3-ring binder. It's not real, but it's real in my mind palace. The next page in the binder is to remind you that if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel so you can always get our latest videos, such as that upcoming What's Up we mentioned. And even if you're already subscribed, considering that bell for notifications so you always know when we post a new video. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure Wanted to See Tonight is going to launch at like a midnight or something. So yeah, it'll help you if you keep an ear out for that. Okay, you got that? Got that, kids? So, and also that lets you know when we stream things. We're trying to do the upcoming thing more because YouTube really wants you to do that, but still, notifications help that pop, let you know when we got stuff going on live. And of course, though, like it says at the front of the show, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can access this episode in audio format, downloadable for as little as $1 a month or $10 a year. And at higher levels, you can get access to polls like Teacher Omega Sensei. That would probably be if we ended up doing like fan servant ideas and other stuff. That would probably also could easily be a topic poll. What are you chuckling about?
Hang on.
Like he's having a chuckle.
I'm having a chuckle. I'm sorry. I just saw this on Twitter.
Okay. Well, while Lucky's posting that, I will remind out that at other higher levels, you can listen to the show live and get shoutouts, etc. It's a great thing. That's a great transition. That's very accurate.
It is.
It's got it's the oh no anyway meme. But it's about an anime movie, and the final theme is he puts on a pirate hat.
Yep.
A classic move. I mean, that's what we talk about. If stuff's not available to you, there's some things you can only do.
Actually, I'm sorry, I saw you retweeted the fucking Motoko. That makes me wonder, where's season 2 of that coming out Netflix?
I don't actually know. I mean, we might have gotten our production fucked up a little by the Backstreet Boys reunion tour, but that was... Christ, when was that? Was that early this year?
I don't know. Put a pin in that for fucking tomorrow, though.
Yeah, put a pin in that. Where's... You ended on a fucking cliffhanger, IG. I need it. I need the rest of it. We could probably figure it out by backchecking, because I think that's a highly viewed episode of What's Up, has an AKA, The Major Fucks. Because I couldn't put that in the title. I knew better. I can put anything in the fucking description. It's titles and thumbnails that YouTube gets a little weird on. Anyway.
YouTube, we know your secrets.
That's all of our various shiltros, other than to be like, hey, you can also be a membership of our channel. Membership badges coming soon, TM. And emotes. We got a couple new members recently. We should check if we can upload more emotes. I don't know when we get our next slot. But yeah, other than YouTube memberships and, I don't know, merch, buy a t-shirt. It's been a while since we sold one. You can get Tyranny Bunny on a t-shirt. He's cool.
I should redo that. I'm constantly redoing things.
That's all our stuff. So like I said, see you next week for more Let's Talk FGO. And see you later this week for streams, Wanted, and more. All right, we're going, everybody. Goodbye now.
Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.